A word, please?
Sure, Barb, what's going on?
What do you think I have in my hands here?
Oh, I would say that is a piece of papier, as the French would say.
Very good. It is indeed a piece of papier. And what do you think is on this piece of papier?
Well, by the way you're gritting your old steak chewers there, I'm guessing it's not good, is it?
This is a quote from a pest control company to get rid of the rats in the park, Bubbles.
Holy fuck, what are they doing? Dipping the cocksuckers in liquid gold to get rid of them?
Bubbles, I'm sorry, but you have got two choices. You can either pay that or you can shut down this operation. No, I'm sorry, but this is out of control. As the French would say, trop c'est trop.
I don't know what that means.
It means enough is enough.
Well, Barb, this isn't really fair. I mean, I told you once the bottles leave my property, how is that my responsibility?
Bubbles,
No, I'm serious. I mean, are you going to tell the Burger Shack they got to start paying to clean up all the cheeseburger wrappers and semi-ingested fucking onion ring fragments that Randy blows all over the park?
Bubbles, that is not the same thing at all.
I believe that it is, Barb. This is bullshit.
What's going on, man? What the fuck's happening? Why are you getting upset?
He's getting upset because of this. This is the contract for the rat control in the park, and Bubbles needs to pay it or shut down this operation.
This is fucking insane. Get rid of rats. I can get rid of the little fuckers for half of this.
Oh, you think you can deal with pest control for the park?
Fuck yeah, for a joke. The old man's the master dealing with rats. Fucking knew every trick of the book.
Oh, okay, all right. If you can prove to me that you're capable of this, I will give you the contract for all of Sunnyvale for half of this.
Fucking done? Are you kidding me? I would have did it for half, Barb.
Oh, Ricky.
Thank you, Barb.
No problem.
Ricky, that...
What?
You just made a fucking diddle, the fucking cat in the fiddle, the cow jumped over the fucking moon.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Hey, Ricky. What are you doing?
Need to borrow the truck.
No, Ricky, I can't loan you the fucking truck. I gotta use it.
What? Look, I only took the job from Barb to help you out, man.
Well, Ricky, that's not really fucking fair to say. And how are you gonna do that job that cheap anyway?
Can easily do it for fucking half of what they were talking about.
Yeah, but Ricky, you said you'd do it for a quarter.
A quarter? I would never fucking do it for a quarter. She said half of a half. Come on, man. I'm doing this for you. It's pretty fucked you're not gonna lend me the truck.
Ricky, for fuck's sakes.
I just need it for a couple hours. Pick up all the shit I need for the job. Come on, buddy.
All right, but I need it back this afternoon. I got deliveries to make.
Hey, Bubs.
No problem.
You need to use your truck, man.
What do I look like? The fucking I'm giving out free trucks to everybody guy?
What? Come on, this is important.
Yeah, well, what I do is important too, Julian. Yeah. And I couldn't loan it to you if I wanted to, because apparently I just loaned it to Ricky.
That's right, buddy.
Okay, how long are you gonna be, man? I'll just get it off when you're done.
Yeah, that's no problem. That shouldn't be too long.
All right, cool. Right on.
Excuse me?
What?
Do you see me standing here? I'm in charge of my fucking truck. I will decide who gets to use it and when.
Well, not anymore. Now I'm in charge, because you loaned it to me, right?
What?
Isn't that the rule? You loan something to somebody, they're in charge of it until they give it back to you. Pretty sure that's
Yeah,
it.
no, yeah, you're right, Ricky.
Thought
I
it was.
forgot that was on the front page of the fucking book of etiquette. So you're in charge of my truck, not me, so give it to whoever the fuck you want, Ricky.
Perfect, man. Bubs.
No.
Holy fuck, somebody woke up on the left side of the bed.
Right on, man. Talk to you in a bit, bud. Yeah.
I'm telling you, Ray, it's a sure thing. Look, just bet on them already. Look, you're gonna have another $100 to bet with tomorrow. And there'll be other sure things, I'm sure. I'm hungry, I'm gonna get something to eat and see how much I have left over. Oh, Randy. Hello?
Hi.
Could I get extra large order of onion rings, cheeseburger with 2 extra patties, and 6 slices of cheese, 2 hot dogs with cheese and bacon, and a large popcorn with layered butter. And can you do 4 layers on that?
Extra large rings, cheeseburger, 2X pat, 6 slices, 2 dogs, add cheese, bacon, large popcorn, 4 layers. Is that everything?
Could you poutine up the rings and give me 2 large beer and 2 ice cream sandwiches? You want anything, Mr. Leahy?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, that's everything.
$49.25.
There's 50. Keep the change.
Okay, Randy, come on. Let's go place a bet while they're cooking that shit
No,
up.
Mr. Leahy.
What?
You know what? It's not my fault you lost all your money in 10 minutes. I'm in charge of my own money, and I decide who I'm betting on and when.
Randy, look, I get $100 allowance, right?
Yeah?
Okay, you can keep tomorrow's $100. You give me $50 right now. I got a sure fucking thing, Randy.
You want to bet your tomorrow money?
Yeah, of course. Randy, I'll tell you what, if I lose, you get tomorrow's 100, and if I win, I'll split half with you. Can't lose, bud.
Let me have some food and I'll think about it, Mr. Rowe.
Oh, really? For fuck's sake.
Hey, boys, what's up? Hey, Mr. Finch. What's up, man? Rascal, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Mr. Green.
All right.
I need you guys to steal some shit from me down at the mall.
Now, when you say steal some shit, define steal some shit.
Just gotta take some furniture, bring it back to my trailer. That's it, man. It's easy.
No way, not after what happened the other day. Ricky almost shot at us for real, man.
We didn't get paid for that fucking thing.
Okay, well, now you will. I confiscated this down at the mall, man. It's yours, plus $100 cash as soon as the job's done.
Well, man, we can pick it up, but we ain't stealing it. We ain't stealing it, man.
All right, okay. I guess I can get somebody else to steal it, but you gotta be there at 2 o'clock sharp or else I'm fucked. That's when the shift changes.
2 o'clock, man. We can do 2 o'clock. I got you.
All right, you gonna be there for me?
I got you, bro.
All right. Thanks, boys.
Right on. No, y'all splitting here.
Great job, everybody. We're getting there.
So gross. What the fuck does this have to do with hockey?
Actually, this has everything to do with hockey, okay? This is about the business side of things, and managing your money and that sort of shit. Do you know how many professional hockey players go bankrupt, do you?
No. Do you? I doubt it.
Actually, I do, you little snot, but I was asking you guys if you knew.
All right, I'm done shoveling this stuff for $1 an hour.
Yeah, fuck this. This is bullshit.
Actually, it's not bullshit, it's cow shit there, dickhead. Is this how it's gonna be, is it? Well, let me tell you this. We're not leaving here till that is full. And if the farmer that owns this place comes back here and catches us doing this, he's gonna shoot at us. He's already shot me twice.
Are you serious? We could get shot? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. So let's get this done faster so we can get the fuck out of here.
I'm scared. I do not want to get shot.
Okay, listen. I didn't mean that. No one's gonna get shot. I was just kind of joking. And if he does come back, we're fine. I got this.
Oh my god, is that a real gun?
Yeah, but it's just to protect us. Don't freak out.
Okay, let's pick up the pace team. Yeah, let's do this.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Quit your whining. Get that little mini shovel and get as much dirt in there as you fucking can.
I don't know. This is a tough call. I mean, what's the story on this lamp? This is really nice.
Yeah, well, it's my favorite. I actually have one in my office.
Oh, no way.
If you'd like to see it in a more intimate setting.
This is tough, though, because I like this one as well. Like, this one's got a thinner base. This is a bigger base.
Well, I actually would like to show you one over
No.
here.
This is the one here, or this is the one. I mean, I gotta pick one of these. What would do anything? They're both pretty expensive, though, right?
Well, you get what you pay for, as they say. I mean, you know, we could maybe discuss the possibility of a discount arrangement if you're interested.
Copy that. Let me see. I'm a guy. You know, I'm horrible at this stuff. I don't know. Big base, little base. Big base, little base.
I always go for a bigger base. Is the room quite small? Sometimes a small base is better. in a
Okay, you know what?
smaller
I can't.
space.
This isn't gonna happen today. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm gonna go check your locks and stuff out back. Maybe we'll discuss this some other time. All right? Thank you. You know what? You're hot. Just had to say that. Get that out there. All right. Talk to you. Need me? I've got a walkie right here. Call me anytime.
Okay.
And the door's stuck. Hold on.
What the fuck?
What are you fucking boneheads doing?
I don't know, man.
How did you manage this? You guys are fucking dumb. You know that? You're fucking dumb. Turn around. All right, what the fuck is that still doing here?
Well, dude, with the tangling and the screaming and everything else going on, T's not even here, dude. I'll just say that. So nothing is my fault.
Fuck.
We could probably push it back to the trailer for you, Julian. It might take a while.
Come on, answer the fucking phone.
T-Man, why the fuck do you guys all have your cell phones turned off? Come on, T. I was counting on you guys. Do you know how much bullshit this has created for me right now? You better not be sitting around smoking that weed I gave you guys. That was for payment. You guys are getting fucked up, aren't you? Fuck's sake, man. I want my weed back. Thanks.
Keep going. Okay, good. Perfect, little buddy. Holy fuck, it's hot in today.
Why do you use so many bad words?
They're just words. What makes them fucking bad?
Good fucking point. How is that not stealing? Yeah, I thought the rule was you can't steal from trailer parks.
Now the rules you can't steal from this trailer park. Other trailer parks are fair game. In Crescent Heights, they stole a bunch for a residence, so it's only fair we take a bit of their trailer security. That's not stealing. That's called being fair.
No, that's still stealing. Have you ever been tested for a learning disorder?
You ever been tested for being a dick? It's enough. Hey, Julian. I can't bring it to them right now, man. I'm still using it. What kind of fucking emergency? Oh, for fuck's sakes. All right, man, I'll do it for $100, but you're gonna owe me. I'll be right there. God damn it. What the fuck?
Ricky? Ricky, what in the flying fuck did you do?
What do you mean?
Give me the keys.
I can't. I'm still using it.
Oh, my fuck. Ricky, my poor little truck, you ruined it.
Ruined it? How? It's not ruined.
It's full of poop.
Oh, Bubs, okay. Did I not say this morning I need to borrow your truck to pick up all the shit I need for this job? Did I not say that?
Well, yes, technically, Ricky, but I didn't know you meant literal shit. Oh, my fuck. Look at my poor truck. The poop seeping right into the wood. It's ruined.
Bubs, it's just a bit of cow manure, and it washes right off. Just like when you file in a pile of shit, you have a shower and clean it up. I'll get the kids to clean it.
I'm not cleaning that fucking thing. Yeah, me either.
Ricky, empty it out right now. I'm taking it.
You can't, because Julian hired me for a job, and I need to use it for that.
It's my truck.
I know, but did you not also say this? I'm in charge of the truck till I give it back. You said you're in charge, Ricky, till you give it back, right?
I said it, Ricky, but I was being sarcastic. Okay, since you take everything literally, listen to my fucking words, Ricky. I want the truck back by the end of the day, shit-free, smelling like 1,000 fucking roses.
Oh, yeah, I was looking to afford 1,000 roses. Okay. Jesus Christ. What? All right, kids, stop what you're doing. Pile in the back of the truck. We gotta go help Julian. Step on the tarp so you don't get shit on you. Hang on tight. You're gonna be going on the highway.
Last call to place your bet.
Can we please just go to the pickle window? We already missed 2 races from your goddamn indecisiveness.
I just can't decide between pineapple cream, rainbow unicorn, or flipsy flopsy, Mr. Lee.
Randy, all 3 of those horses are losers. It's Muscle Beach or Gladiator Stance. I'm telling you.
Oh, go ahead. You can bet on those horses. Lose your tomorrow money, Mr. Lee. I don't care.
All right, I will. Excuse me. Hi. I'd like to place a bet on Gladiator Stance to place. Pretty please.
Okay.
Thank you. Luck be a horsey tonight. Luck be a pony tonight.
I just can't decide between these 3. They all sound so yummy.
Well, you can bet on all 3 of them in a trifecta if you want. And they can finish in any order.
I didn't know that. That sounds great. I'll do it.
Well, really? Betting on 3 long shots to come first, second, or third? That's the stupidest bet anyone can ever make in their life. Use your goddamn head, bud.
Good. I like betting on the underdog, Mr. Lee. Why do you think I've been with you?
Okay, careful, girls. Don't get any shit smears on the sofa. Jesus Christ, Ricky, I told you this stuff was gonna stink.
What the fuck are you talking about? It smells fine.
It doesn't smell fine.
Oh, well, looky. I notice I still don't have a bathroom, you moronic fucking cuckoo bird.
I told you I'm waiting on supplies. It'll get done, I promise.
Well, that's very good, because until that time, I will be using your facilities. Oh, and I've got the worst diarrhea. Oh.
You better fucking use some spray or light a match this time. It's fucking disgusting.
Flush yourself.
Are you guys fucking joking? Are you joking right now? Unbelievable. Let me guess, there's still shit in the truck? Yeah? Still a big pile of shit? Shit on my fucking brake pedal, my gas pedal, and the steering wheel. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
It's fucking fine.
But you got a good sniffer on you, right? Give that a sniff. Tell me it smells like shit to you.
I don't need to give that a sniff. I'll tell you right now, unequivocally, that yes, it does smell like shit. And where'd you get the money to buy all this, Julian? Let me guess.
I get an employee discount down at the mall, Bubs.
You get an employee at the whole fucking mall, do you?
Yeah.
An employee discount. Unbelievable. Do you feel that in the air, boys? Do you feel that? You know what that is? It's disappointment. That's all I feel for you guys. Every time. Fuck off, Ricky.
Oh, my fuck, Ricky. There's a huge shit smear right on my fucking armrest. Are you kidding me?
Just get a can of the Breeze. It'll fucking make that as good as new, buddy.
No, how's it gonna take the stain out,
That's what the Breeze does. It fucking goes in and blows it fucking way over there somewhere. Hey, babe.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hi.
Hi. How was hockey camp today?
We're not doing hockey stuff. We're helping Julian move stolen furniture. Ricky's paying us $1 each.
That's right.
That's what you've been doing today?
No, we're shoveling shit on the trailers earlier, but we got paid for that too.
That's right, buddy.
Fucking serious?
The fuck?
Huh? Really?
Well, hold on a second. I was teaching them some other stuff about building muscles and money.
Yeah?
Different stuff like
You are
that.
so full of shit, Ricky. You're full of shit. Get in the car, Brendan. I'm not gonna tell you again.
All right, stop fucking raging.
Oh my God, mind your fucking mouth.
Does this mean you guys aren't fucking staying tonight?
No, I guess not, Rick.
Well, he's fucking not going anywhere. I'm not done shoveling shit, and I need all hands on deck.
Well, his hands are going home. Get in the car, Brendan. Get in the car. We are so fucking done, Ricky. We are fucking done.
What? Me and are you fucking kidding me right now? Go fuck yourself then. If you're gonna break up with me again over a bit of stolen furniture and a pile of shit that got shoveled, then go fuck yourself. This was never true love, was it? And I'm looking for true fucking love. So get the fuck out of here then.
Well, good luck to you, you fucking dork.
Sakes.
God, I'm glad she's not my mother. Jesus.
All right, grab your shovels, kids. We're gonna have to fucking pick up the pace here. We're gonna dig a little deeper to make up for Brandon. Good news is I'm gonna let you split Brandon's dollar, all right?
Yay!
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Who's that? Look, that's one of yours, Randy. Look, that's one. That's one. That's one. You. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't believe it, Randy. I don't fucking believe it. You won, bud. You won. You won.
What are you so excited for? Your horse came dead last, Mr. Leahy.
Well, Randy, I don't think you understand. You picked the trifecta, bud. We're rich.
Oh, that was my money and my bets. There's no worth anything. And you owe me $100 for tomorrow.
Okay, sorry, Randy. You're right. Absolutely right. Congratulations, big guy. You know, something I've never been able to say to you in all these years, Randy. You're a winner. You're my little winner.
Thanks, Mr. Leahy. I really like coming down here and spending time with you. And like you can. If I win a little bit more money, Mr. Leahy, I'm hiring that assistant trailer park supervisor.
Randy, what are you talking about? You already run $2,500.
$2,500?
Yeah, you hit an almost impossible trifecta, bud.
I'm hiring the assistant then, Mr. Leahy.
Excellent. A trifecta triple-decker smoked meat sandwich. Let's go collect our winnings.
All right.
There, let's go. Ta-da! We're winners, folks.
Make sure you're getting all the cracks, too, or bubbles if you want. You know what he's fucking like. Nice job, everybody. This is what an honest, hard day's work feels like, apparently. But you worked really hard, so guess what? With Brandon's money, you each get $5.
What? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We worked for 8 hours. That's like less than a dollar an hour.
It's pretty fucking good if you ask me, but anyway.
Ricky? Ricky, it's true you are actually putting cow manure under the trailers. Have you lost your mind? Mrs. Johnson is livid. She's threatening to sue the park.
She want to sue the park? She want the rats to stop eating her fucking wires. The old man used to do this, and there's nothing that's cheaper and nothing works better than cow shit.
Oh, gosh, I see. So this was one of Ray's techniques. Oh, okay. So, I'm sorry to tell you this, Ricky, but in fact, your father was probably one of the stupidest people on the planet.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry, but that is right. So what I want, Ricky, is I want a solution to the problem, a real solution, and I want it now.
No problem. You want a solution right now? How about go fuck yourself and deal with that by yourself?
Children!
How's that for a fucking solution?
Children!
Oh, my fuck. Well, kids, my story, the bar's being a crusty bitch, but because she's being a crusty bitch and now I have no work, I'm gonna have to take that $5 back. I'm sorry.
No way.
What?
Fuck that. No fucking way, Ricky.
Oh, I need the money.
it! Go! Fuck you! You fucking prick! Fuck you, Ricky!
You fuckers! What the fuck is wrong with kids these days? Fuck's sakes.
I'm so excited to show this to you.
Right on.
Ready?
Yes, I am.
Come on.
Hey, Bubs, come check out my new place, man. Oh, come on, don't be like that, Bubs. Sorry, Sarah, did you say something in a deep, muscular voice, sort of in a tone you might hear a gigantic dickhead say it in?
Fuck's sakes. Look, he'll get over it, okay? Let's go. Come on.
All right, eyes are closed.
Okay, wait. Shoes off, please. Take your fucking shoes off. What are you, animals? Jesus. Okay, ready?
All right, I'm ready.
And ta-da!
Holy fuck! Are you kidding me?
Jesus Christ, Sarah. It's like an MTV Cribs episode here. This looks just like P. Diddy's place.
Thank you.
Oh, look at the sofa. It's perfect here.
Yeah, and I got the shit smell out of it and everything,
Oh,
right?
right on. Wow.
Can you use a coaster, please?
A coaster? Why? I don't use coasters.
Well, you do now. Julian, you wanted me to make your place look nice, and it looks fucking great, right?
It looks beautiful.
Okay, well, if you want it to stay like this, you're gonna have to make some changes.
Well, here goes nothing.
Oh, can I help you?
Look, I'm sorry I fucking told you to go fuck yourself.
What's new?
And I'm also sorry that later on I screamed out that you're a nasty, evil, crusty whore bitch from hell.
Oh, well, I didn't know about that.
I didn't, I'm sorry. Look, I was wondering if you'd let me keep the job.
Ricky, no, it's done. I can't deal with the tenants complaining about the smell all the time. I mean, look, I called around. I know that you do it cheaper than anybody else around here, Will, but I can't ask the residents of Sunnyvale to deal with manure under their trailers.
Well, let me convince the residents. I mean, shit is the best solution, and they just need to realize that the smell's only gonna last 3-4 weeks tops. That's not that bad.
Oh, Ricky,
right,
I don't know.
Please, I really, really need this fucking job right now, okay? I've got no money. Susan just fucking dumped me, and I'm at the lowest I've been in a long, long time.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear about Susan. I didn't. I mean, I can relate. I'm not feeling any too great myself these days. Look, why don't you come inside for a drink? If you can show me 1 or 2 or 3 good reasons why I should let you keep your job, then maybe I'll reconsider.
All right, let's get this going. Where and how do you want me?
As the final piece of the puzzle slotted into place, he looked at Susan, a strange clarity suddenly washing over him. All right, so was it you? Ricky asked quietly. Susan bristled defensively. Yeah, it was fucking me, you stupid whore. You are the one who cheated. You are the one who cheated. I did not fucking sleep with someone else, so it is impossible that I gave it to you. You must have banged someone else. Ricky let out a dry, humorless laugh. Oh, fucking classic, Rick. Turn around on me like you always do. Susan's face twisted into an ugly snarl, delivering the final, devastating blow. You know what? You are so fucked. You are fucking stupid. You are fucking overweight. You are dressed like a fucking idiot. You want to know why, Ricky? Why? 'Cause you are a fucking loser. She turned on her heel, spitting her final words over her shoulder as she marched away. Fuck you, Ricky LaFleur. You suck my fucking cock. You are a fucking. Julian placed a firm, comforting hand on Ricky's shoulder. The anger had drained out of Julian, replaced by a deep, fraternal sympathy. Ricky, just let her fucking go, bud. It is for the best, buddy. Ricky watched her go, a numb, hollow feeling settling in his chest. You fucking suck it, he yelled weakly after her. Better off without her, Julian said softly. He looked at his best friend, seeing the profound exhaustion etched into every line of his face. You all right? Ricky nodded slowly, unable to speak. Yeah, I am fine, Ricky finally whispered. You all right? Julian asked again, his voice filled with gentle concern. Let us smoke a joint or something. Smoke a joint. Get drunk. Come on, man. Ricky shook his head, staring blankly into the distance. No, I am good. Fucking piece of shit. Bubbles stepped up, shaking his head in absolute wonder at the sheer volatility of the woman. Jesus, she is wild. Oh, she is fucking great, Ricky muttered, a trace of his old defiance returning. Oh, you fucking damn it. I will just bend over again, and you can fucking decide what you want to show me this time. He turned back to the crowd, forcing a wide, manic smile onto his face. The heartbreaks, the failures, the diseases, they were just temporary setbacks. The park needed to drink. Let us get the party going again, Ricky yelled, waving his arms. Everybody is hot with somebody kicking their pussy. As the party tentatively resumed, the heavy bass of the music covering the awkward silence, Leahy and Randy were far away from the drama, hidden in the quiet sanctuary of their trailer. They were seated at a small table, a bottle of cheap liquor between them, counting out the massive stack of $50,000. Leahy took a slow, deliberate sip from his glass, a wide, beatific smile spreading across his face. He looked at Randy, his eyes shining with profound affection. "And what do you think, my sweet little goddess of liquor?" Leahy asked, his voice smooth and romantic. "You know, you have no idea how much I missed you." "What is that?" Randy asked, his eyes never leaving the stacks of cash. "I totally agree." Leahy leaned forward, his expression turning serious, almost conspiratorial. "Watch your pansy out, Mr. Leahy. You should never have accepted those terms. Giving up half of our wages is way more than 25 grand. It is friggin' ridiculous." Randy looked up, utterly confused by Leahy's sudden shift in logic. Leahy chuckled, a low, knowing sound. "You have just not seen it, my beautiful Ran. Thank you, man. Sit down." He patted the table, signaling Randy to focus. He poured them both another drink, his eyes gleaming with the brilliance of his grand scheme. "Look, me and the liquor, we got it all figured out, bud," Leahy explained, gesturing with his glass. "Gonna take a long time for Julian to rack up $25,000 from our wages, right? So meanwhile, we can take the 25 that we were gonna give that beautiful bastard, and we can double or triple it." Randy's eyes widened in horror. "We just treat it like play money. What are you talking about? How would we double or triple it?" Leahy leaned in, whispering the magic word. "Horse track, baby. We just sit back, and we let the liquor choose our horses. They got a great canteen at the track. Haven't changed the grease in years." Randy stared at him, the terrifying realization settling in. They were not going to pay Julian. They were going to gamble the hush money. It was a spectacular, catastrophic plan, and Randy knew there was absolutely no stopping him. Later that evening, as the chaotic party finally began to wind down, Bubbles sat alone in his shed, wiping down his pristine equipment. The day had been utterly exhausting, a whirlwind of emotional highs and profound lows, but as he looked at the neat stacks of empty crates, a deep sense of satisfaction washed over him. "Well, as fucked as today was, I actually did not do too fucking bad," Bubbles muttered to himself, a genuine smile touching his lips. "I am surprised. Just means I gotta sell more beer tomorrow, I guess. That is not too bad." The door creaked open, and Julian walked in, his shoulders slumped, the familiar glass in his hand empty. He looked completely defeated, a man who had reached the end of his rope. "Hey, buddy," Julian said quietly, unable to meet Bubbles' eyes. "Listen, man, can I borrow a few beer off you? I have got Skylar coming over." He gestured vaguely with his empty hand. "She does not drink rum. She wants fucking beer." Bubbles looked at him, feeling a familiar mixture of deep affection and profound irritation. "So that is my Skylar is my fucking problem now? That is a nice, wholesome name too, Julian. Where did you meet her? At the church rally?" Julian sighed, rubbing his forehead. "You got any fucking beer for me, or what?" "Obviously I have beer," Bubbles replied, grabbing a fresh six-pack and setting it heavily on the counter. "All right, thank you. But the shit is not free to fucking make, you know. It still costs money." Julian grabbed the beer, looking away. "There is 6. Chill out. I will get you the fuck back." Bubbles crossed his arms, his patience finally snapping. "Chill out? Well, how long do you plan on fucking living like this? It is just a few fucking beer, man. Oh yeah, it is a few beer and then it is this. Before Julian could respond, the door opened again and Ricky stumbled in. He looked terrible. His clothes were rumpled. His hair was a mess and his eyes were red and hollow. He held an empty bottle of whiskey in his hand. Hey, boys, Ricky mumbled, his voice thick and slurred. I ran out of whiskey. Any chance you guys could lend me $20 for some booze? He leaned against the doorframe, a picture of absolute, heartbreaking defeat. I need to get fucked out of my head, and I am only about a quarter of the way there right now. Julian looked at him, shaking his head. Sorry, Poul. I got nothing, and I would get drunk with you tonight, but I gotta check him over, so that is cool. I kinda wanna be by myself right now anyway. Ricky turned his pleading eyes to Bubbles. Bubs, can you help me out, please? Bubbles stared at his two best friends. He looked at Julian, broke and desperate, begging for beer to impress a girl he did not care about. He looked at Ricky, heartbroken, betrayed, and seeking solace at the bottom of a bottle. A deep, profound sadness welled up inside Bubbles, rapidly morphing into a righteous, fiery anger. He had worked hard. He had built something real, and he was tired of watching the people he loved destroy themselves. Jesus Christ, sweaty fucking balls, Bubbles cursed, slamming his hand down on the counter. You guys are fucked, both of you. He reached behind the counter, grabbed a half-full bottle of whiskey, and slammed it down in front of Ricky. Here, look out, Ricky. Look out. Here, Bubbles said, his voice trembling with emotion. I will give you a little bit of whiskey, because I do feel bad for what happened to you today. That was fucked. But I think it is for the best. I really do. Ricky reached for the bottle, a look of pathetic gratitude on his face. Thanks, buddy. Do not thank me yet, Bubbles commanded, holding his hand up to stop them. Boys, I gotta fucking get something off my chest here that has been buildin'. It has been buildin', and I cannot take it anymore. Right on. Well, today is a monumentalist occasion for me, and that is why I wanted everybody here, Ricky announced, puffing out his chest with immense pride. How is everybody fucking doing? Great. You ready for the big fucking announcement? Yeah. Ricky turned toward the side of the stage, raising his hand in a dramatic gesture. All right, Corey Jacob, you are on. It is time. From behind a large, rusted-out camper van, Corey and Jacob emerged, struggling mightily with thick ropes. With a synchronized heave, they pulled the massive patchwork-colored horse into the center of the gathering. The crowd fell completely, utterly silent. Jaws dropped, eyes widened. The sheer, incomprehensible absurdity of the sight rendered everyone speechless. Check out this fucking thing, Ricky beamed, gesturing expansively toward the confused animal. Julian, standing near the front with Bubbles, felt his brain short-circuit. He stared at the horse, then at Ricky, completely unable to process the logic behind the spectacle. Oh my fuck, are you joking, Ricky? Julian finally managed to say, his voice a mixture of horror and disbelief. That is the big announcement? You got a fucking horse? What? Ricky chuckled, waving his hand dismissively. Well, it is not for me, Buffs. Isn't she beautiful? Bubbles adjusted his glasses, squinting at the massive beast. What a beautiful horse. Or is it a... Does it have a cock voice? Corey leaned in, nodding seriously. Yeah. Dude, it has got a huge one. Ricky quickly corrected himself, undeterred. Actually, I guess it is a he, so... Anyway, today I want to give this beautiful horse to the love of my life, Susan, and I am going to ask her to marry me. So thanks again, everybody, for coming. The silence returned, heavier this time. Julian grabbed his head, groaning loudly. What the fuck is he doing? Oh my fuck, Julian. This is bad. This is bad. He stepped up toward the stage, his voice urgent and pleading. Look, what is the matter with you? You do not need a fucking horse, you 5-star dummy. If she loves you and she wants to marry you, God help her. You do not need a fucking horse or anything else. Bubbles stepped up beside Julian, his face filled with profound concern for his misguided friend. Ricky, get the fuck down here right now. Get down here. What is up, Buffs? Ricky frowned, stepping to the edge of the pallets. Well, what are you fucking doing? You are getting engaged, Bubbles said gently, trying to reason with him. Are you out of your fucking mind? You guys do not even fucking like each other. You cannot get married. Like, all you do is fight and fucking bang. Bubbles pointed at the massive animal, shaking his head. And like, why would you even need this thing if you are getting engaged? Julian threw his arms up in exasperation. Great idea, boys. A fucking big animal. Great one. He turned to Corey, pointing a furious finger. Fuck you, cousin. Take this fucking thing back. Take this thing back to the horse store. Right the fuck now. Get going. Corey nodded quickly, thoroughly terrified. Okay, nice one. Let us go, dude. He grabbed the rope, pulling Jacob along with him as they began the arduous task of dragging the beast away from the crowd. Watch out. Watch out, dude. Bubbles watched them go, letting out a long sigh. He is a beautiful horse, but, I mean Ricky. Jesus, Marfi. Ricky looked at his friends, a sudden vulnerability piercing his confident exterior. He genuinely believed he was doing the right thing. He believed that grand gestures could overwrite the fundamental flaws in a relationship. You know what though, Buffs? Ricky said, his voice quiet, almost pleading for understanding. Like, I really do think that I love her enough. And you know what they say, good hard, heavy banging should cancel out hard, heavy arguing and fighting, right? Bubbles stared at him, utterly dumbfounded by the terrifyingly flawed logic. Ricky, who in the fuck says that? Who says that? Ricky looked down, realizing that perhaps his grand romantic vision was crumbling before it even began. Okay, you know what? Maybe a horse was a bit much, gifty-wise, whatever. I just wanted to show my future wife how much I loved her, so I wanted it to be big. He looked back up, trying to salvage the core of his announcement. But I guess the real big news here is the engagement, right? I guess, Bubbles replied, his voice heavy with doubt. I guess it is, Ricky. Congratulations. I do not know. I just want you to be happy. But that is fine. Yeah, me too, bud, but... Julian started, but his words were cut off by the screech of tires and the slamming of a car door. Well, here she is now, everyone, Ricky announced, a bright, hopeful smile returning to his face. Thanks again for coming. Susan stormed into the clearing like a hurricane making landfall. Her face was contorted in a mask of pure, unadulterated fury, her eyes blazing with a terrifying intensity. The crowd instinctively parted, creating a wide path for the furious woman as she marched directly toward the makeshift stage. Where is he? Susan screamed, her voice shrill and echoing across the park. She locked eyes with Ricky, pointing a trembling finger at him. Oh, there he is. There is the whore-hopping cock-gobbler. Ricky's smile vanished instantly, replaced by a look of profound, terrified confusion. Susan, hold the fuck on here. Susan did not slow down. She reached the stage and unleashed a torrent of verbal hellfire that left the entire crowd stunned into absolute silence. You dirty fucking low-down lying bastard fucking prick, Susan shrieked, every word dripping with venom. You motherfucker. Where did you catch it? Huh. Ricky took a step back, holding his hands up defensively. What the fuck are you talking about? Catch what? Susan advanced on him, her face inches from his. From one of these rabby, pussy, fucking, trashy trailer sluts? Sarah, standing in the crowd, bristled immediately, taking a step forward. Well, who are you calling a trailer slut? Julian quickly stepped in front of Sarah, holding his hands out to keep the peace. Do you want to go to a funeral or what? Just calm the fuck down, please. Ricky, completely lost in the verbal onslaught, tried again. Catch what? Catch fucking what? Susan laughed, a harsh, hysterical sound. Chlamydia is catch the fuck what? I am kicked out of my fucking house because of you. You gave me a sexually transmitted disease, you fucking piece of shit. You cheating rotten fucking shit infused whore magnet. She crossed her arms, glaring at him with absolute disgust. We are fucking done. Ricky stared at her, his brain struggling to process the accusation. A wave of defensive anger finally broke through his confusion. Fuck you. Fuck you. Susan, hold the fuck on here. You listen the fuck to me right now. I did not bang anybody else. Why would I? I love banging you. He paused, a sudden realization dawning on him. A realization that brought a new, far more devastating level of betrayal. Oh, and you are fucking living with someone? What are you married? Susan rolled her eyes, her tone suddenly shifting to one of irritated justification. No, not exactly, but 16 fucking years, Ricky. Ricky felt the ground drop out from beneath him. 16 years. The engagement, the horse, the grand romantic gesture. It was all a spectacular, tragic joke. What the fuck, Susan? Ricky asked, his voice cracking, the heartbreak painfully evident. I thought we fucking loved each other or some shit here. I was actually going to ask you to fucking marry me today. That is why everyone is here. Susan looked at him, her expression a mix of pity and profound irritation. Marry you? No, I am fucking marry you. Look at you. We were having a nefarious dumb dick. It was low down, good, dirty fucking sex, and then you fucked it all up and ruined my fucking life, you dirty fucking slut. She raised her hand and slapped Ricky hard across the face, the sound echoing sharply in the quiet clearing. All right, that is fucking enough, Julian yelled, stepping onto the pallets. You do not have to fucking hit Ricky. Susan turned to Julian, completely unfazed. Oh yeah? You have a sexually transmitted disease. Ricky stood frozen, rubbing his stinging cheek with my neck. It is fucking killing me. Ricky ran his hands through his hair, the situation spiraling completely out of control. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Sorry, man.
Corey, you help him. I will get the fucking horse. He turned back to the massive beast, which was now chewing calmly on a patch of weeds, entirely unbothered by the chaos it had caused. Ricky grabbed the rope again, feeling a familiar wave of intense frustration wash over him. But once again, boys, I am wondering, why the fuck I brought you 2 cock lanterns on this? Ricky muttered to himself, pulling desperately at the heavy rope. Fuck's sakes. Corey knelt beside Jacob, looking down at his battered friend with deep, philosophical sorrow. Dude, man, that was just like the Kool-Aid, man. Except like way worse than shit. Because you know what he was doing. Jacob let out a long, shuddering groan, clutching his ribs as the pain radiated through his entire body. Oh my God, guys. I think I need to go to the hospital here. My neck is really fucking killing me. Something is wrong. Ricky, struggling with the unyielding animal, yelled back over his shoulder. Jacob, chill the fuck out. Okay? You probably just got a canoe or something. I am even worried about your ribs, man. That horse kicked the fuck out of you. He paused, offering his unique brand of medical advice. Those are probably broken for sure, but nothing you can do for broken ribs. So fuck going to the hospital. While Ricky battled the stubborn equine beast in the woods, Bubbles was thriving in his new, legitimate life. The sun was high in the sky, casting a warm, cheerful glow over the trailer park. Bubbles wiped a bead of sweat from his forehead, looking proudly at his fully loaded, brightly painted beer cart. He had transformed an old, rusting lawn tractor and a wooden trailer into a mobile tavern, complete with a colorful umbrella and a crackling speaker system. You guys hungry? I am fucking starving, Bubbles announced to the empty air, feeling a profound sense of satisfaction. Got Ricky's beer all bottled and ready to go. Got time now to make a few deliveries for some extra cash. He patted the side of the cart affectionately. Did you get a good shot of the truck? Make sure you get a good shot of it. Look, got the cape there. Got the speaker. It is just like a little ice cream truck, but for beer. He climbed onto the worn seat, turning the key. The small engine sputtered to life, a steady, rhythmic chugging sound that filled him with pride. You know, the beer has been going awesome, Bubbles narrated to himself, steering the cart slowly down the dusty road. Donnie has been my #1 customer. Some people think this beer is a little bit strong, but fuck Donnie. As if summoned by his very name, a terrifying roar erupted from a nearby trailer. A man stormed out onto his porch, his face purple with rage, his eyes bulging as he stared at the deep, freshly gouged ruts in his meticulously laid gravel driveway. See, it is not strong for fuck's sakes. Jesus! Donnie bellowed, his voice echoing across the entire park, rattling the windows of the neighboring homes. Are you fucking kidding me? I just had that fucking thing re-graveled. Bubbles quickly hit the brakes, raising his hands in a gesture of immediate surrender. He knew better than to argue with Donnie when he was in this state. Donnie, calm down, Bubbles pleaded, his voice calm and conciliatory. I will give you a free case to make up for it. Donnie pointed a trembling, furiously angry finger at him. Oh, you are fucking right, you will. And you tell fucking Ricky I want those fucking chicken fingers replaced. He took last Friday. Donnie, do not fucking relax, Bubbles said, momentarily misspeaking in his haste to de-escalate the situation. Are you coming to the party? I do not fucking know yet, Donnie screamed, turning and stomping back into his trailer, slamming the door so hard the entire structure shuddered. Bubbles let out a long sigh, shaking his head slowly. He put the cart back into gear, driving away from the epicenter of rage. Okay, bud, Bubbles muttered to himself. Can you imagine going around being that fucking angry all the time? He is gonna pop a blood vessel in his head. Fuck's sakes. Across the park, Julian was sitting on his porch, nursing his drink and brooding over his empty pockets, when he saw Leahy and Randy walking purposefully down the road toward him. His entire body tensed, a deep, simmering anger rising to the surface. He stood up, his jaw set, ready for a fight. Leahy saw the look on Julian's face and immediately stopped, holding his hands up defensively. Hey guys, hey, can you give us a break? We just got home. We are trying to get our shit together here. Break off, guys. All right. Julian stepped down from the porch, his voice cold and menacing. It is oh fucking time. I have been waiting a long goddamn time for this. Take it easy, Julian, Leahy pleaded, taking a cautious step backward. You take it easy, Julian roared, pointing a finger directly at Leahy's chest. Calm down. We just want to talk. No, I want to talk to you two fucking assholes. Julian spat, the memories of his ruined plans fueling his fury. Listen, Julian, Leahy started, but Randy stepped forward, placing a protective hand on Leahy's arm. Randy, I will handle it, Leahy whispered. He turned back to Julian, his voice steadying. Julian, a lot of crazy shit went down there. Because of you two drunken fucking lunatics, Julian yelled, closing the distance between them. You ruined my fucking life. Leahy stood his ground, maintaining eye contact. Well, Randy and I are willing to take full responsibility. You are taking full responsibility, all right? Julian sneered. Yeah, because we feel terrible, Randy added earnestly, nodding his head. But we think we have a plan to make it all up to you. Julian scoffed, crossing his muscular arms. Jim, shut the fuck up. I am calling the shots here. You took us for $400,000. So this is what is going to happen. I am taking half your wages for the rest of your fucking life until you pay me back. Leahy and Randy stared at him, genuinely stunned by the severity of the demand. The rest of our lives, Leahy repeated, the words hanging heavily in the air. You are lucky I do not fucking kill you right now, Randy, Julian threatened, his eyes cold and unforgiving. Are we clear? Randy gulped loudly. Yeah. Good, Julian snapped, turning on his heel to walk away. "Wait a minute, Julian," Leahy called out, desperation creeping into his voice. "Calm down. It is just crazy talk. It is not fair." Julian spun back around, pointing furiously at Leahy. "Fuck you, Randy. Just hear us out," Leahy pleaded, holding the thick envelope tightly inside his jacket pocket. "We got a very generous offer for you, Julian." Julian paused, his eyes narrowing. The mention of an offer of potential money was enough to stop him in his tracks. He was broke, and pride could only sustain a man for so long. "Wait a minute," Julian said slowly, the gears in his head turning again. "Julian is giving us his terms. Thank you, Julian." "Sorry, Poule." The sun began to set, painting the sky in brilliant strokes of orange and purple as the trailer park residents gathered for Ricky's highly anticipated, completely mysterious grand announcement. A makeshift stage had been constructed from wooden pallets in the center of the park. Music pumped loudly from a pair of blown-out speakers, creating an atmosphere of chaotic, buzzing anticipation. Ricky stood behind the stage, sweating profusely in his best collared shirt, holding a microphone. He took a deep breath, trying to calm his racing heart, and stepped out into the spotlight. "Yo, what up, y'all?" Ricky yelled into the microphone, trying to channel the energy of a professional hype man. "Hope you're having a good time. Make some noise out there. Make some noise, yeah, you're rocking with us, y'all. Hope you're having a good time, y'all. Make some noise for my man, Ricky. Yeah." The crowd cheered politely, a mixture of genuine affection and deep curiosity. Ricky smiled, soaking in the applause. "Thanks, boys," Ricky said, his voice dropping to a more natural register. "How the fuck is everyone doing today?" "Yeah," the crowd roared back and forth across the rickety deck, the wooden boards creaking ominously beneath his weight. "Okay, whatever it is, it has to be something huge and you got to come in on like with something big." "You mean like a dump truck or something?" Corey asked, his eyes lighting up. "Because that would be cool." Ricky threw his hands up in the air, exasperated beyond measure. "God damn it. Why the fuck did I even ask you two cockslingers to help? You are too fucked." Corey, unfazed by the insult, snapped his fingers. "Oh, how about an animal? Yeah, man, I need something exotic, like a snow tiger." Ricky stopped pacing, a strange glimmer appearing in his eyes. He slowly turned to Corey, mulling the idea over. Against all logic and reason, the suggestion sparked something in his chaotic mind. "You know what?" Ricky said slowly, a grin starting to form on his face. "An animal might fucking do it, but a fucking snow tiger? Seriously, where the fuck am I gonna get a snow tiger around here? It needs to be like an animal, something big, but something we could get like locally." Corey nodded enthusiastically. "Got it. Steak maker. Yeah." Ricky frowned, staring at him blankly. "What the fuck is a steak maker?" "It means a cow," Corey explained, completely serious. "A lot of people are calling that these days." "Who?" Ricky demanded, utterly bewildered. "Who the fuck calls them that?" "People that are fucked in the head. That is who," Jacob answered helpfully. Suddenly, Ricky snapped his fingers, a look of pure, unadulterated triumph lighting up his face. "Oh my fuck. I got it. You were fucking close too. Something with 4 legs, eats grass, and lives on a farm." "Spider," Corey guessed immediately. Ricky glared at him. "No, not a fucking spider. A spider has 10 legs. A fucking horse. Think about it. A horse." He threw his arms wide, envisioning the grand entrance. "It is beautiful." Corey's jaw dropped in genuine amazement. "Dude, where did you even come up with that?" "I do not know. It just popped in my fucking head," Ricky said, marveling at his own perceived genius. Jacob leaned forward, his eyes wide with a new revelation. What if it was a gift for Susan? That would make the announcement even bigger. Corey grasped the profound brilliance of the idea. Dude, what if it was an engagement gift for Susan? Dude, that makes the announcement even bigger. Ricky frowned slightly, the logic escaping him for a moment. But I am not fucking engaged to Susan, you fucking ass hamsters, am I? Yeah, but if you tell people you are, then they will believe you, Corey reasoned, applying the flawless logic of the trailer park. And imagine if you came in on an engagement horse. Even better, Jacob added, his voice rising in excitement. If you put a fake horn on that shit, then it is an engagement unicorn horn. Corey slapped Jacob on the back. Dude, that is fucking awesome. Ricky looked at the two of them, his heart swelling with a bizarre sense of pride. It was madness, absolute lunacy, but in that moment, it felt like destiny. You know what, boys? Ricky declared, a huge grin spreading across his face. It is fucking perfect. I mean, not the unicorn shit. That is completely fucked, Corey. But that would be a big fucking announcement. A fucking engagement horse. Holy shit. While Ricky plotted his magnificent, absurd romantic gesture, Leahy and Randy were dealing with the heavy burden of their newly acquired, deeply corrupt wealth. They sat in the shade of a large oak tree just outside the park limits, the thick envelope resting heavily in Leahy's lap. This changes everything, Mr. Leahy, Randy said, his eyes glued to the money. Leahy held up a hand, his face grave and thoughtful. Whoa, not so fast. Ram, Barodinga, Mang. Do not forget, when we go back to the park, Julian is going to try to kill us. Randy nodded slowly, the grim reality dampening his joy. Look, this money might be the answer to everything. We could offer it to Julian. Maybe he would wipe the shit slate clean. Leahy looked at Randy, surprised by the clarity of the thought. Seriously, sir? Yeah, Randy said firmly. Never forget, it is Julian's fault. Our wives are so freaked out. That is true, Leahy agreed, the resentment flaring up again. They did this to us, and they did not have to go to jail. We did, Randy pointed out, the injustice of it all ringing clear in his voice. Leahy reached out and patted Randy's knee. That is a very good point, sexy little ram man. Well, what if we offered him half the money? Look, we would still have enough money to live comfortably for a long, long time. He looked into Randy's eyes, searching for agreement. What do you think, bud? Randy smiled, a vision of a peaceful future unfolding in his mind. You are right, and then we would have peace, right? And a nice day. Leahy gripped the envelope tightly, a solemn vow passing between them. But we can never tell anybody about the money, you promise? I promise, Randy said solemnly. We would never be safe, Mr. Leahy, Randy added, shivering slightly despite the warmth of the sun. That is a deal, Leahy declared, standing up. We should stop at the king. That is it. That is all we fucking care. That is whatever the fuck it is you do. Back in the thick, unforgiving brush of the forest, Ricky, Corey, and Jacob were engaged in a chaotic, desperate struggle. True to his word, Ricky had managed to acquire a horse, a massive, heavily built creature with a patchy coat that looked like it had been through a war. The sheer size of the animal was intimidating, and to make matters worse, it adamantly refused to move forward. You idiots ready? Ricky hissed, tugging uselessly at the thick rope haltering the beast. Okay, go talk. Sorry, dude. He patted the horse's flank, trying to sound soothing while simultaneously panting from exertion. Oh yeah, this fucking thing right here. Look at the fucking pink job on this thing's fur. It is beautiful. It is awesome. All right, let us get the fuck out of here. He pulled the rope again, but the horse planted its hooves like concrete pillars, its massive head lowering stubbornly. It is not moving, dude, Corey pointed out unnecessarily, standing a safe distance away. Ricky shot him a murderous glare. Well, fucking make it move. How do we make it move? He gestured wildly, formulating a plan on the fly. You get in behind it and push. Corey, you pull. Come on, let us get this going, boys. We gotta get out of here. Corey hesitated, his eyes wide with fear as he stared at the immense rear end of the animal. Hey, are you still? I am not sure that is a good idea. I heard you are not supposed to stand behind a horse. Shut the fuck up, Ricky snapped, his patience entirely evaporated. No talking, okay? Okay, Corey whispered, stepping tentatively toward the massive, hairy flank. Jacob, you push. Corey, you pull, Ricky directed, taking his place at the head of the horse. I will help you. Come on. Jacob, push harder. Punch in the fucking ass. Show it who is boss. Jacob, eager to please and entirely lacking in self-preservation instincts, stepped right up behind the horse, planted his feet, and shoved his hands hard against the animal's hindquarters. The reaction was instantaneous and explosive. The horse let out a loud, angry snort, its powerful hind legs kicking backward with the force of a freight train. A sickening thud echoed through the trees as the hooves connected directly with Jacob's fragile chest. Fuck! 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 Jacob gasped, collapsing backward into the dirt, clutching his chest in absolute agony. This fucking hurts, boys. Ricky let go of the rope, his face pale with sudden panic. He rushed over to Jacob, staring down at his writhing friend. Okay, I am fucking sorry, Jacob, Ricky stammered, guilt warring with the desperate need to get back to the park. But man, you are going to have to get the fuck out. We gotta get out of here. Jacob groaned, rolling onto his side, his face contorted in pain. Are you okay? Ricky asked, though the answer was obvious. I do not think I am, Jacob wheezed, his breath coming in shallow gasps. Something is wrong? Ricky's head snapped up. The party, the engagement. He had almost forgotten in the chaos of the confession. He waved his hand frantically, eager to shift the focus to something positive. No, that is not what the big, huge announcement is going to be at all, Ricky insisted, his eyes wide. No, something totally different. Bigger than a fucking tiny little drug deal. Sarah looked at him, her eyes narrowed in deep suspicion. Okay. So there is still a big announcement, is there? And you still need all that beer? Yes, I do, Ricky declared, regaining a fraction of his usual misplaced confidence. Big fucking announcement coming down the pipe. It is huge. It is, you are. Big announcement still coming. Everybody, big announcement. It better be a fucking doozy, Ricky, Julian warned, turning away from him. It is going to be a fucking major doozy, Ricky promised, though a small seed of panic was beginning to sprout in his stomach. You are so full of shit, man, Julian muttered, walking toward the door. Far away from the damp sheds and domestic squabbles of the trailer park, the heavy steel doors of the county correctional facility slid open with a metallic groan. The bright, midday sun beat down on the concrete walkway as two figures stepped out into the free world. Mr. Leahy, his face lined with the weariness of incarceration, took a deep breath of the fresh air. Beside him stood Randy, his bare stomach protruding proudly, a look of serene contentment on his face. We are finally getting out today, Leahy said, his voice surprisingly soft. He looked back at the gray walls of the prison. You know, I hate this fucking despicable shit. He turned to Randy, a look of profound, unconditional affection softening his sharp features. Randy and I got nothing now. We will be starting over from scratch, but that is okay, because at least we will not be in here. At least we will have each other. He reached out and gently squeezed Randy's shoulder. I love my Randy, my beautiful Randy. Randy smiled back, a picture of absolute devotion. The time in here has helped Mr. Leahy and I get closer than we ever have been. I do not think our love has ever been stronger. He paused, a flicker of concern crossing his face as he looked at his partner. I just hope he is okay in the head when we get out. That is all. Their peaceful reunion was suddenly interrupted by the sound of heavy boots crunching on the gravel. Officer Ted, his uniform crisp and his expression arrogant, strolled up to them, a smug, menacing smile playing on his lips. "What do you want, Ted?" Leahy demanded, standing up straight, trying to muster some of his former authority. "We are free men now." Ted chuckled darkly, stopping a few feet away. "Rumor has it that you are going to try and make things difficult for me." "Well, truth will set you free, Ted," Leahy retorted, his eyes flashing. "And I am going to bet you will not." Ted leaned in closer, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "But I am going to bet you 50 grand. That is for you screw-ups. Some shut the hell up money." Leahy and Randy exchanged a bewildered glance. Ted pulled a thick, heavy envelope from his jacket and held it up. "That 400,000 we busted you guys with was supposed to go to the Crown Attorney under the Proceeds of Crime Act," Ted explained, his eyes darting around to ensure they were alone. "And it would have been locked up in an evidence room forever. That did not make sense to me. Now I am not George Green." He tapped the envelope against his palm, a sickening grin spreading across his face. "Our department needed computers, new forensics equipment, and a new cruiser. And let us just say I made sure that that money stayed with the police station. So, that just leaves you two jackasses with those loose ends." He tossed the envelope into Leahy's chest. Leahy caught it, staring at the thick wad of bills inside. "So, are we good here?" Ted asked, his tone leaving no room for negotiation. "Or am I going to have to fake some charges and keep you two pea brains in here a little longer?" Leahy clutched the envelope, a complex mix of relief and resentment washing over him. He looked at Randy, who nodded enthusiastically. "Thanks a lot, Ted," Leahy muttered, his voice thick with sarcasm. "We are more than good, right, Mr. Leahy?" "Right," Randy agreed quickly. Ted pointed a stern finger at them. "You understand that this is hush money. So, not a goddamn word, or I am going to destroy your lives." He turned on his heel and strode away, leaving the two men standing in the sunshine, clutching a fortune built on corruption. Meanwhile, back at the trailer park, Ricky was trying to salvage what was left of his pride. He had led Julian and Bubbles to his trailer, eager to show off his latest feat of engineering. Despite the disastrous morning, he still felt a burning need to prove that he was capable, that he was an innovator. "Look at this fucking thing," Ricky announced proudly, gesturing toward the chaotic, multi-leveled structure he had built onto the side of his old trailer. "I built this by my fucking self. Like, check it out." He led them through a flimsy wooden door into a cramped, astonishingly cluttered space. "Got a wicked kitchen set up. I got my bedroom here. Nice flat-screen television. Like, get the fuck in and check that out. It is fucking amazing." Julian and Bubbles followed him, stepping gingerly over piles of unsorted laundry and stray pieces of lumber. "All right, come back here," Ricky continued, his enthusiasm completely undeterred by their silence. He pointed to a small, enclosed area. "Got my downstairs bathroom here. Got a bit of a bear in the trunk there." He turned to a small, brightly painted corner, his face softening. "And this is fucking wicked. I built this for Mo for when he wants to sleep over. He fucking loves it." He gestured enthusiastically toward a rickety set of wooden stairs leading up to the roof. "All right, check this upstairs out. This is fucking badass." They climbed the stairs, emerging onto a haphazardly constructed platform made of mismatched plywood and rusted metal siding. "Look at this fucking patio," Ricky beamed, throwing his arms wide as if welcoming them to a luxury penthouse. "Got a couple recliners here, blaster, television, fucking nice lamp. Made that myself. Little stool for Jacob because he does not need much. He is fucked." He walked over to a bizarre contraption in the corner, consisting of a funnel attached to a long, clear plastic tube. He pointed to it with immense pride. "And if you get too banged up here, got a nice fucking urinal," Ricky explained, demonstrating the motion. "You can piss right here like this, and it runs right down the hose into the fucking downstairs bathroom. What do you think? Like, I am living like a fucking king." Corey and Jacob, who had materialized seemingly out of nowhere, stood on the deck, nodding in absolute awe. "Dude, this deck is awesome," Corey breathed, gazing around the ramshackle patio as if it were the Taj Mahal. "I love it up here. It is so badass." Jacob, still wincing slightly from his mysterious injuries, nodded in fervent agreement. "Yeah, Ricky, it really is incredible." Ricky puffed out his chest, soaking in the praise. "Yeah, I know how fucking great it is. Okay? I built the fucking thing. I know how awesome it is." But the brief moment of architectural triumph faded quickly as reality crept back in. He rubbed the back of his neck, his eyes darting nervously. "But back to the big announcement," Ricky said, his voice dropping an octave. "It has got to be something huge or I am going to come across looking like a fucked up." He looked at his two loyal, albeit simple-minded, disciples, a desperate plea in his eyes. He needed an idea and he needed it fast. Corey scratched his chin, his brow furrowing in intense concentration. "Why do you not tell everyone you are dead? That is big, man." Ricky stared at him, utterly dumbfounded by the sheer stupidity of the suggestion. "Look, Corey, there is a problem with that, see? I am not dead, right? See where I am going with this?" Jacob chimed in, equally eager to help. "What if you were running for president? There is nothing huger than that." Ricky let out a long, exhausted sigh, rubbing his temples. "That is brilliant, Jacob. Really believable. Then I am going to run for fucking president of Canada." He paced back. "My charity, obviously. You cannot afford fucking popcorn." Julian looked at the money in his hand, then back up at Bubbles, a glimmer of hope returning to his eyes. "You got another one of these?" Bubbles sighed, shaking his head with a mixture of exasperation and endless affection. "No, I got that one, and you should appreciate it." Their quiet moment of brotherhood was violently interrupted by a commotion outside. The door to the shed swung open, and Ricky stumbled in, his clothes torn and covered in dirt, his arm wrapped in a makeshift, heavily bleeding bandage. Behind him, a stray, incredibly scruffy cat darted into the room, hissing and spitting at the air. "You got a payday, man?" Ricky grumbled, ignoring his friends and glaring down at the feline intruder. "I cannot get this donkey, slut, and whore of a cat to stop bleeding. It is driving me fucking nuts." Julian stared at Ricky, utterly bewildered by the chaotic spectacle. "Ricky, what in the fuck did you do to your arm?" "Well, that fucking girlfriend of yours finally tried to do you in, did she?" Bubbles asked, his voice tinged with genuine concern despite the sarcastic delivery. Ricky leaned against a fermentation vat, wincing as a sharp pain shot up his arm. Despite the physical agony and the devastating loss of his crop, thinking about Susan brought a strange, dopey smile to his face. "I have been dating this girl Susan now for 4 or 5 months, and it has been fucking great," Ricky said, his voice softening into a dreamy cadence. "I actually forgot how much I missed having someone to share everything with." He paused, a flicker of apprehension crossing his features before he banished it. "I mean, she is a bit hard to deal with at times, but the fucking sex is the best I have ever had in my life. Like, insane. Like, it is so nuts that I got to get back in shape. I did not realize how out of fucking shape I was until I started banging her." He gestured toward his bleeding arm, wincing again. "Those fucking things are not fucking helping me. Come on." Bubbles watched Ricky carefully, his brow furrowed with deep, protective worry. He loved Ricky, but he saw things clearly that Ricky was completely blind to. "Part of me is really happy for Ricky," Bubbles thought to himself, watching his friend ramble. "I think it is good, and I think he needs a girlfriend in his life. But to be honest, she scares me a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean massively. And I do not like the way she controls his mind without him even realizing it. MK Ultra Styles." "Jesus fuck. Ricky?" Julian interjected, stepping closer to examine the makeshift bandage. "Look at this thing. That is a nasty cut. How in the fuck did you do this? Ricky swallowed hard, his eyes darting back and forth. He could not tell them the truth. Not yet. He had to construct a lie, and in typical Ricky fashion, it was going to be wildly elaborate and entirely unbelievable. Well, me and Corey and Jacob were rollerblade skiing, Ricky blurted out, trying to sound as casual as possible. Actually, it was a fucking good time, and we are flying along, and all of a sudden, boom, hit this patch of gravel and we go down. Like we went down fucking hard. Jacob got the worst of it. It was fucked. He shook his head indignantly, warming up to his own fabricated narrative. They should not even be allowed to make gravel. Just not good for rollerblade skiing, let me tell you. Yeah, rollerblade skating. That is what you were doing, Julian said slowly, his voice dripping with profound skepticism. He crossed his arms, staring Ricky down. How and where would you guys even get fucking rollerblades? First of all, obviously, you stole them. No, we did not steal them, Ricky protested, waving his good arm defensively. We got them at the, what is that new store? I read everything, and the guy opened up. Julian let out a dry, humorless laugh. Fucking great idea, buddy. Holy shit, the I read everything store. The conversation was abruptly halted by the sound of rapid footsteps approaching the shed. Trinity, Ricky's daughter, burst through the door, her face a mask of furious panic. She was holding a small, metallic object between her thumb and forefinger. Sarah, her mother, followed close behind, looking equally enraged. Dad! Trinity screamed, holding the object up to the light. Why the fuck are there ball bearings in Jacob's chest? What happened last night? Ricky's face drained of all color. He backed away slightly, stammering. What? Those are not ball bearings. They are fucking pieces of gravel from the rollerblade skiing accident we had. Sarah stepped forward, her eyes blazing with maternal fury. She was not about to be fooled by another one of Ricky's absurd fairy tales. Nice fucking try. Tell me the truth. Those are from a fucking shotgun shell. Trinity gasped, her hand flying to her mouth as the horrifying reality set in. Those are from a shotgun shell. You got fucking shot again, Ricky. Do not fucking lie to me. The room fell into a heavy, suffocating silence. Julian and Bubbles stared at Ricky, their expressions morphing from skepticism to deep, painful disappointment. Ricky looked at the faces of his family, at the people he loved more than anything in the world. The weight of his failure, of his lies, finally crushed his resolve. His shoulders slumped, and he let out a long, shuddering sigh. Okay. You know what? Ricky said, his voice barely above a whisper. He looked at Trinity, his eyes pleading for forgiveness. Trin, boys, I am fucking sorry. I have been keeping a secret from you guys the whole fucking summer. He looked down at the dusty floorboards, unable to meet their gaze. I was not upgrading my small engine repair certification, and I was not taking that fucking crane operator's course I told you about. I was secretly growing dope by myself in the woods down by Billy Bastard's Bluff. Dad, Trinity whispered, the heartbreak in her voice shattering the quiet room. Unbelievable, Ricky, Julian said, running a hand through his dark hair. You fucking promised me. I know. I am sorry, Ricky pleaded, desperate to make them understand his intentions. But, I mean, it was fucking amazing. I developed this new sativa strain with the head grower from that medical marijuana place in Mountain. Fucking incredible. He looked up, a fleeting glimmer of pride briefly illuminating his weary face. Yeah, I had irrigation 75 plants. It was fucking beautiful. Somewhere 8 feet high. It was amazing. Do not give a fuck, Ricky, Sarah spat, her voice laced with venom. Ricky ignored her, driven by a desperate need to explain how close he had come to providing for them. And I had a one-shot backdoor cash deal. If it was going to happen today, I would have been fucking done for life. Do not give a fuck, Sarah repeated, louder this time. Do not give a fuck. Ricky's voice cracked. Anyway, Last night, it all went to shit. And yes, I did take Jacob and Corey with me. That is on me. But it was not supposed to go down like that. When we got there, they fucking cut down the plants with these other guys, and they fucking stole all my weed, and they shot us. Trinity buried her face in her hands. You are unbelievable. Sarah took a menacing step toward him. How could you take my husband, your son-in-law, on a job like that? Well, he did want to go, Ricky mumbled defensively, shrinking away from her wrath. He did not have to. Oh yeah, it is his fault. He wanted to go, Sarah mocked savagely. What if he wanted to just fucking shove a rota-bag up your ass? Ricky, would you let him? Ricky blinked, utterly confused by the reference. I do not even know what that is. Julian stepped between them, his voice hard and cold. Why would you do this, man? And without us, you guys could have been fucking killed. Ricky felt a surge of defensive anger. He was trying to do right by them, and they were treating him like a criminal. You know what, boys? I was this fucking close to being retired. This fucking close. And I am going to find out who stole the weed, and I am going to fucking kill him. No, you are not, Julian said firmly, grabbing Ricky by his uninjured shoulder. It is over. The weed is gone. Leave it. Sarah crossed her arms, her face a mask of disgust. I should have fucking known. I should have known that the big announcement was going to have something to do with illegal bullshit. Ricky, every fucking time, surprisingly steep. He shared a humbling story about a recent date at the cinema, where his lovely companion had to purchase the popped corn because his pockets were entirely empty. He felt a deep sense of embarrassment. Bubbles, ever the compassionate friend, listened with an empathetic heart. He understood the struggle of wanting to provide but lacking the means. He gently offered Julian a small portion of his earnings, not as charity, but as a token of their long-standing brotherhood. Julian initially resisted, his pride momentarily clouding his judgment, but eventually, he accepted the kindness, realizing that true friends lift each other up during times of hardship. Later that afternoon, the atmosphere in the community shifted as a minor, slightly chaotic event unfolded. Ricky appeared, his arm bearing a visible scratch. He complained loudly about a mischievous stray cat that had taken a liking to him, but whose playful nature was a bit too aggressive. The conversation quickly shifted to his romantic life. He had been courting a woman named Susan for several months, and despite their occasional, passionate disagreements, he found immense joy in having someone to share his life with. He admitted that their dynamic had inspired him to become a better version of himself, even prompting him to consider physical exercise to keep up with her vibrant energy. I observed this with a mixture of happiness and gentle concern. It was wonderful to see Ricky opening his heart to love, but Susan possessed a remarkably strong personality that sometimes overwhelmed his more simple, straightforward nature. As we examined the scratch on his arm, the truth about his recent activities began to unravel. He confessed that the injury was not from a feline friend, but from a rather clumsy accident while attempting to rollerblade on a gravel path with Corey and Jacob. The sheer absurdity of rollerblading on loose stones brought a chorus of laughter and gentle reprimands from the group. They had not stolen the equipment, he proudly clarified, but had purchased them from a newly opened, wonderful local sporting goods store. The light-hearted moment took a serious turn when family members noticed the true extent of the scuffle. The gravel incident was merely a cover story for the disastrous tomato harvest the night before. Ricky, feeling the weight of his loved one's gazes, finally let his guard down. He sincerely apologized, confessing that he had kept a secret all summer. He had not been attending the small engine repair classes, nor the heavy machinery operation courses as he had promised. Instead, he had been quietly cultivating a massive secret garden of rare heirloom vegetables near the bluffs. The disappointment in his daughter's eyes was palpable. She reminded him of his promises to pursue formal education. Ricky, filled with regret, but also a lingering pride in his agricultural achievement, explained the beauty of his project. He had developed a unique strain of vegetables with the help of a professional botanist. he had set up an intricate irrigation system for the 75 magnificent plants. They had grown incredibly tall and vibrant. It was a masterpiece of nature. He explained that he had arranged a perfectly legal, wonderful transaction that would have provided long-term security for his family. But the sudden loud noise and the ensuing panic had ruined the delicate harvest process, and the opportunity was lost. His family expressed their deep concern, not about the lost financial gain, but about the danger he had put himself and his friends in by sneaking around in the dark. They reminded him that honesty and safety were far more valuable than any secret project. Ricky, humbled and deeply moved by their love, agreed. He realized that true wealth lay not in secret endeavors, but in the trust and well-being of his family. He promised to abandon the secretive ways and focus entirely on the grand, joyous announcement he had planned for the afternoon party. He insisted that the upcoming surprise would be the most wonderful, monumental event of their lives. Meanwhile, in a different part of the town, Mr. Leahy and his loyal companion Randy were experiencing a profound moment of liberation. They had just completed a long-mandated period of community service, a consequence of past misunderstandings. As they stepped out into the bright sunlight, they felt a wave of pure relief and renewed hope. They had lost many material possessions during their time away, but they had gained something far more precious, a deepened bond of friendship and a profound appreciation for each other. They vowed to start anew, building a life based on honesty and mutual respect. Before they could fully celebrate their freedom, they were approached by an authoritative figure from the local council. There was a matter of a substantial community grant, a sum of $400,000 that had been recovered from a previous, complicated incident. The official, choosing a path of pragmatic benevolence, decided to allocate the funds to improve local infrastructure, purchasing new computers for the library and upgrading community center equipment. However, a small portion of the grant was quietly offered to Mr. Leahy and Randy as a severance package, provided they maintained absolute peace and caused no further disruptions in the community. They gladly accepted the terms, promising to use the funds wisely and to dedicate themselves to a life of quiet, respectable citizenship. Back at the park, Ricky was putting the finishing touches on his living arrangements. He had constructed a magnificent multi-level wooden deck attached to his humble home. He proudly gave a tour of his creation, highlighting the cozy seating areas, the sturdy construction, and the special, safe sleeping quarters he had built for his beloved grandson. It was a testament to his hard work and his deep desire to create a welcoming home for his family. He basked in the compliments of his friends, his chest swelling with pride. However, his mind was heavily occupied with the impending grand announcement. He knew it had to be spectacular to overshadow the morning's earlier disappointments. He brainstormed with his friends, seeking the perfect gesture to express his immense love for Susan. Suggestions flew through the air, ranging from the absurdly comedic to the wildly impractical. Finally, a brilliant idea struck them. What could be more romantic, more grand, and more unforgettable than presenting his beloved with a majestic, beautiful horse? It was a symbol of strength, grace, and enduring partnership. The decision was made. He would acquire a horse and propose to Susan in front of the entire community. The plan, while well-intentioned, was immediately fraught with comedic challenges. Transporting a large, slightly stubborn horse proved to be a monumental task for Ricky and his friends. They struggled to guide the magnificent creature, offering it gentle encouragement and a few clumsy pushes. Jacob, in his eager attempt to assist, managed to pull a muscle in his neck, adding another layer of chaotic humor to the situation. Despite the minor injuries and the sheer absurdity of the endeavor, they pressed on, driven by the noble goal of true love. As the afternoon sun began to dip, casting a golden glow over the gathering, the community came together to celebrate. Bubbles arrived with his colorful delivery cart, the Green Valley elixir flowing freely, bringing smiles and refreshment to everyone. The atmosphere was vibrant, filled with music, laughter, and the comforting hum of friendly conversations. Even the usually grumpy neighbors seemed to soften, their spirits lifted by the collective joy. Julian, however, was still grappling with his financial anxieties. He approached Mr. Leahy and Randy, hoping to resolve their past financial disagreements. Mr. Leahy, newly enriched with a sense of peace and a small, secret financial cushion, offered a surprisingly generous compromise. He proposed a plan that would slowly but surely mend their financial rift, allowing everyone to move forward without the heavy burden of resentment. It was a moment of unexpected grace, a testament to the healing power of forgiveness. The moment of truth finally arrived. Ricky, nervous but radiating with earnest love, took the center stage. He thanked his friends, his family, and the entire community for their unwavering support. He spoke from the heart, his words simple but profound. He signaled to his friends, and with a dramatic flourish, the magnificent horse was brought forward. The crowd gasped in pure astonishment. It was a gesture so grand, so wonderfully ridiculous, that it perfectly encapsulated Ricky's unique brand of love. He called Susan forward, his voice trembling slightly with emotion. He declared that she was the love of his life, the person who made him want to be a better man. He was about to ask the most important question of his life, when a sudden, hilarious misunderstanding erupted. Susan, possessing a fiery temperament and having heard a completely unfounded, silly rumor about Ricky sharing her secret, award-winning I had Corey and Jacob bring out the beautiful horse. The crowd gasped in astonishment. Bubbles and Julian looked at me with deep concern, wondering what on earth I was doing. I declared to the crowd that I wanted to give this beautiful horse to the love of my life, Susan, and ask for her hand in marriage. Bubbles rushed up to me, expressing his worry. He pointed out that Susan and I often argued and that a grand gesture like a horse might not solve our underlying compatibility issues. He advised me to return the horse and think things through. I realized he was right. I just wanted to show her how much I cared, but I had gone overboard. Just then, Susan arrived. The crowd parted. Instead of a romantic reunion, she looked at me with a serious expression. We began to talk, and it quickly became apparent that our paths were diverging. She confessed that she had realized we were not meant to be together. There was no anger, no shouting, just a mutual understanding that our time had come to an end. We wished each other well, acknowledging that the relationship had been a learning experience for both of us. We parted as friends, and I felt a massive weight lift off my shoulders. The party continued, transforming into a celebration of friendship and community rather than an engagement. Later that evening, the three of us, Julian, Bubbles, and myself, sat down together in the quiet twilight. Bubbles looked at us with a profound seriousness. He said he needed to get something off his chest that had been building for a long time. He started by telling us how much he loved us, that he always had and always would. We echoed his sentiments warmly. Then he delivered a gentle but firm reality check. He asked us if we had looked in the mirror lately. He pointed out that we were getting older and that we could not keep living like careless teenagers. He emphasized that our constant scheming and reckless behavior were not benefiting anyone. Bubbles spoke with deep emotion. He told us that he had found a legitimate path with his soda business, and he wanted the same peace and stability for us. He painted a picture of the future, reminding us that we needed to take care of ourselves and our families, so that we would not end up alone and full of regrets. He pleaded with us to leave the chaotic lifestyle behind for good. His words struck a chord deep within my heart. I realized that my secretive gardening project, my impulsive horse idea, all of it was just me running away from true responsibility. Bubbles poured us a small glass of a soothing beverage, calling it thinking liquid. We sat there in silence, absorbing his profound wisdom, knowing that the winds of change had finally arrived at the park, and it was time for us to embrace a brighter, more responsible future together. The evening air was crisp and filled with the promise of a new beginning. The wind whispered through the tall pine trees, carrying the sweet scent of damp earth and blooming wildflowers. It was a momentous night, a night that felt larger than life itself. I stood at the edge of the clearing, taking a deep breath, feeling a profound sense of accomplishment welling up in my chest. I had finally done something entirely on my own, and it had blossomed into a beautiful success. In the past, things had often gone awry, usually because of the well-meaning but chaotic involvement of my dear friends, Julian and Bubbles. We had always been a trio, a bound team navigating the unpredictable waters of life in our small, vibrant community. But this time I had taken the reins. I had finally educated myself, reading books, studying the delicate art of agriculture, and putting in the honest hours of labor. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. That was the lesson I had carved into my heart over the past few months. Of course, I could not deny that my friends had offered their subtle support along the way. My friend Ricky had always been there, a steady presence, even if his methods were sometimes unconventional. They had my back, and I appreciated it, even when their constant chatter tested my patience. Sometimes, a man just needs a moment of quiet reflection to appreciate the fruits of his labor. I had secured an incredible, entirely legitimate contract with one of the most prestigious organic farmers markets in the neighboring city of Halifax. It was a cash transaction, honest money for honest work. I was overwhelmed with gratitude. I had finally achieved my goal. I knew that Julian and Bubbles might feel a twinge of disappointment when they discovered I had undertaken this grand botanical project without their direct partnership. I had originally planned to include them from the very first seed planted in the soil, but I realized this was a journey I needed to walk alone to prove my own capabilities. To make amends for my secrecy, I decided I would host a massive, joyous celebration. A grand party would surely mend any hurt feelings. Parties, with their music, laughter, and shared food, have a magical way of fixing everything and bringing people closer together. The night of the harvest arrived. The moonlight filtered through the canopy of leaves as I gathered my loyal, albeit easily distracted, companions, Corey and Jacob. We stood at the edge of the tree line, the air thick with anticipation. I instructed them to remain quiet and focused. We needed to gently harvest the delicate heirloom plants as efficiently as possible before the golden sun graced the horizon. We were a team on a mission. They nodded eagerly, their eyes wide with excitement and a deep sense of loyalty. They thanked me profusely for allowing them to be part of this grand harvest. Suddenly, a loud, startling noise echoed through the quiet forest. It was a sharp, percussive sound that shattered the tranquility of the night. Panic, sudden and comical, seized my two companions. They thought it was the park rangers, or perhaps something even more daunting. I tried to calm them, realizing it was merely the backfire of an old, rusty tractor from a neighboring farm. But fear had already taken hold. They scrambled in every direction, tripping over roots and stumbling through the bushes in a hilarious display of unwarranted terror. I watched them flee, a mixture of amusement and mild frustration washing over me. I sighed deeply, wondering why the universe always chose to test my patience in such theatrical ways. It seemed that even when I tried to do everything perfectly, a little bit of chaos was destined to find me. Meanwhile, in another corner of our lively neighborhood, Bubbles was experiencing his own renaissance of success. He stood proudly in his neatly organized workspace, surrounded by sparkling clean glass bottles and the sweet, earthy aroma of his new endeavor. He had recently sold his secret, highly coveted pizza sauce recipe to a charming gentleman with a fascinating foreign accent. Instead of squandering the funds, Bubbles had wisely reinvested every single penny into creating a healthy, organic herbal beverage. He called it the Green Valley Elixir. He started the business slowly, learning the ropes of production and distribution, but his dedication was paying off handsomely. He was making a very decent, honest living. He showed off his meticulously labeled bottles to anyone who walked by, beaming with pure joy. Business was absolutely booming. He was selling numerous crates of his refreshing beverage to the families and residents in the park. However, on this particular day, he was feeling a delightful kind of pressure. A massive celebration was being planned, and he had received an enormous order. 22 large crates were required for the event. He knew that such a large order meant incredibly wonderful news was about to be shared with the community. He was filled with boundless enthusiasm, carefully filling and sealing each bottle with love and care. Julian strolled into Bubbles' workspace, his posture relaxed but his eyes scanning the bustling operation with clear interest. He greeted Bubbles warmly, inquiring about the success of the new beverage business. Bubbles, unable to contain his pride, declared that it was absolutely amazing. It was honest, rewarding work, far more fulfilling than his previous odd jobs of collecting discarded items. Julian, always the one with an eye for opportunity, suggested a collaboration. He proposed creating a special edition beverage named after himself, perhaps a protein-enhanced drink for athletes. Bubbles chuckled, appreciating the humor, but politely sidestepped the offer. Julian gently pressed further, asking about the sales figures and profit margins. Bubbles, sharp and observant, immediately sensed the direction of the conversation. He knew that his sudden financial stability had caught Julian's attention. Bubbles kindly but firmly reminded Julian that he was fully capable of managing his own enterprise. He had watched educational television programs about business and understood the terminology Julian was attempting to use. Julian sighed, a rare moment of vulnerability showing through his confident exterior. He admitted that he was facing difficult financial times. He was trying to build a legitimate life but finding the path. I have been chasing illusions. It is time for a profound transformation. Richard took a deep breath, the crisp night air filling his lungs with a renewed sense of purpose. The loss of his harvest, the departure of Susan, the culmination of his misguided efforts. It all crystallized into a singular, undeniable realization. "I hear you, Bubbles," Richard said, his voice finally steady and resolute. "I sincerely hear every word. The illusions are shattered. From this moment forward, I am dedicating myself to honest craftsmanship. I built this patio with my own hands, and I will build my future the exact same way, one honest nail at a time." The three friends sat together under the vast canopy of stars, a profound sense of unity binding them tighter than ever before. The mistakes of the past were not erased, but they were transformed into vital lessons, paving the way for a future illuminated by the enduring power of friendship, the dignity of honest labor, and the unwavering pursuit of a better, brighter tomorrow. This is a big, monumental night for me. I finally did something completely of my own volition, and it actually paid off. I mean, that is exactly why things went so poorly in the past, because I always relied too heavily on Julian and Bubbles. I finally got myself educated. You know the old saying, if you want something done right, you have to get it done by yourself. Well, my friends helped a little bit too, I suppose. They totally had my back, but I needed to take the lead. I arranged this incredible, under-the-radar agricultural deal with one of the local farmer markets in Halifax. Cash in hand. Genuine money. I am finally finished with the struggles. I finally achieved it. I know Julian and Bubbles are probably going to be a little upset if they find out I took this botanical project into my own hands first, but I am just going to throw a massive community party, and that will fix everything. Parties fix everything. I guided the boys up past the tree line. I told them that when we get there should be no talking and no playing around. We were going to get the heirloom plants harvested as fast as we possibly could, and get out of the forest before the bright sun came up over the horizon. They agreed enthusiastically. They told me not to worry, that they had my back, and thanked me for bringing them to the great harvest. But then disaster struck. It was not the authorities, and it was certainly not anything dangerous like a weapon. It was our own foolishness. We had decided to try a new sport we invented called rollerblade skiing down the gravel hills. We were flying along, feeling the wind in our hair, and all of a sudden we hit a massive patch of loose gravel and we went down. We went down incredibly hard. Jacob took the worst of the tumble. It was a complete catastrophe. I shouted in frustration as we tumbled through the dirt. I thought to myself, why does the world keep throwing these obstacles in my path? Meanwhile, back at the park, Bubbles was thriving. He greeted everyone with a massive smile, eager to show off his new setup. He had sold his famous pizza sauce recipe to a gentleman with a unique accent and reinvested every single penny into making artisanal craft sodas. He showed off his brewing station with immense pride. He started off slow, but he was making a very decent profit from it now. He called his signature drink the Green Guardian Soda. He was selling a tremendous amount of it to the families in the park. Business was booming. However, Bubbles was under a significant amount of pressure that day. I was making some kind of a major announcement. I was throwing a big party, and he had to get his whole batch of soda bottled up because I had ordered 22 cases. He knew it must be tremendous news. He was energized and ready to work. Julian approached him, asking how the beverage business was treating him. Bubbles replied that it was absolutely amazing. It was a lot less strenuous work than hauling stray shopping carts around the neighborhood. Julian, always looking for a business angle, suggested that Bubbles make a special soda with his name and face on it. He suggested calling it the Muscle Man Protein Drink. Bubbles found the idea slightly amusing but remained cautious. Julian then started interrogating him about his sales, asking if he was making a solid profit. Bubbles immediately saw where the conversation was heading. Now that the soda business was making money, Julian was suddenly very interested in becoming a partner. Julian tried to justify his curiosity by claiming he just wanted to make sure Bubbles was doing the right thing and that nobody was taking advantage of him. He asked about company valuations and profit margins. Bubbles, having watched many business television shows, told Julian not to try to outsmart him with fancy terminology. Julian confessed that he was entirely out of funds. He was trying to live a legitimate lifestyle, but he was finding it very difficult. He shared a story about taking a lovely woman to the cinema the night before and feeling deeply embarrassed because she had to purchase the popcorn. Bubbles sympathized but gently reminded him that going to the cinema is very expensive and perhaps they should have opted for a quiet evening at home. Julian lamented his situation, feeling pathetic, but Bubbles kindly offered him a small loan, which Julian reluctantly but gratefully accepted. When I finally returned to the park, I was a mess. My arm was scraped and bruised from the terrible rollerblade skiing accident. When my family saw me, they were horrified. I had been dating a wonderful woman named Susan for about 5 months, and it had been a very passionate, albeit emotionally exhausting relationship. I had forgotten how much I missed having someone to share everything with. However, the drama was taking a toll on my health. My family noticed the gravel embedded in my skin and demanded to know the truth. I gathered them around and sincerely apologized. I confessed that I had been keeping a secret from them the entire summer. I was not upgrading my small engine repair certification, and I was not taking that crane operator course I had mentioned. I was secretly growing rare botanical plants in the woods down by the bluff. They were disappointed that I had broken my promise to be transparent with them. I tried to explain that it was an amazing project, an incredible new botanical strain I had developed, and I had a one-time arrangement that would have secured our financial future. I admitted that I took Jacob and Corey with me, and that the accident was entirely my fault. We had crashed so terribly on the gravel that the entire harvest was ruined. My family was upset that I had put my son-in-law in such a risky situation. I felt a deep sense of remorse. I realized I was so close to providing for everyone, but my own reckless behavior ruined it. My family assumed my big announcement was going to be about another silly scheme, but I assured them it was something completely different and much more meaningful. Elsewhere in the park, the local authorities had decided to drop some old fines against Mr. Leahy and Randy. The officer in charge, Ted, explained that the neighborhood association had decided to use the fine money for community improvements, such as new computers for the community center, rather than locking it away in a bureaucratic account. Ted offered them a portion of the funds as a peace offering to help them start fresh. They agreed to accept the funds and keep the peace, realizing this money could be the answer to their struggles. They even pondered offering some to Julian to mend old wounds, hoping for a peaceful future in the park. Back at my trailer, I was showing off the renovations I had done. I built a beautiful extension entirely by myself. It had a wonderful kitchen setup, a cozy bedroom, and a lovely television area. I even built a special space for my grandson to sleep over, which he absolutely adored. The upstairs patio was my pride and joy, complete with comfortable recliners and a nice lamp I crafted myself. I felt like a king in my own little castle. Despite my wonderful home, I was still stressed about the big announcement. I asked Corey and Jacob for advice on how to make a grand entrance. Corey suggested I arrive in a dump truck, which I dismissed as ridiculous. Jacob brilliantly suggested bringing an animal. We brainstormed and finally landed on the idea of a beautiful farm animal. A horse. It was a perfect, majestic creature. Jacob then suggested that I present the horse as an engagement gift for Susan. The idea resonated with me deeply. An engagement horse would truly make the announcement unforgettable. We managed to borrow a gorgeous horse from a local rescue farm. It was a beautiful creature with a gentle demeanor. However, transporting it proved to be quite a challenge. Corey and Jacob struggled to guide the horse, and in a moment of clumsy confusion, Jacob tripped and sprained his neck. I felt terrible for involving them in yet another chaotic situation. I advised Jacob to rest and offered him some of the craft soda to feel better. The time for the party finally arrived. The park was filled with cheerful music and happy neighbors. I took the stage, thanking everyone for coming. I announced that this was a monumental occasion for me. With a dramatic gesture, Richard pondered, I desire something more emotional, a grand gesture of affection. I intend to present Susan with a gift of unparalleled magnificence before I ask for her hand in marriage. What about a majestic animal? Jacob offered, his eyes lighting up with an idea. Something noble and steadfast. Richard snapped his fingers, his face illuminated by a sudden epiphany. A horse, a beautiful, rescued farm horse. It is the perfect symbol of enduring strength and loyalty. It will show her that I am ready to build a stable future. Gentlemen, this changes the entire dynamic of the evening. The afternoon sun began to dip toward the horizon as the residents of the community gathered in the central square. Bubbles had parked his intricately decorated craft soda cart near the center, serving chilled, effervescent beverages to the cheerful crowd. Even the notoriously grumpy neighbor, Donnie, seemed somewhat placated by the delicious, refreshing taste of the Green Guardian ginger ale, accepting a complimentary case from Bubbles as a gesture of goodwill. Richard stood on a makeshift wooden stage, holding a microphone. His heart was a drum in his chest, but his voice was clear and resonant. Greetings, friends and neighbors, Richard called out, a wide smile on his face. I sincerely hope you are enjoying the festivities this evening. I requested your presence today to share a moment of profound significance. Today marks a turning point in my life. He gestured toward the edge of the square, where Corey and Jacob were gently leading a magnificent, gentle-eyed brown horse, its mane neatly brushed and adorned with a colorful ribbon. A collective gasp of awe and amusement rippled through the crowd. This beautiful creature, Richard continued, his eyes scanning the crowd for Susan, is a symbol of the stable, unwavering future I wish to build, and I wish to dedicate that future to the most remarkable woman I have ever known. Susan, I want to present this horse to you and ask if you would do me the profound honor of becoming my wife. The crowd parted as Susan stepped forward. However, instead of tears of joy, her face was contorted into a mask of righteous indignation. She marched toward the stage, her posture rigid with anger. Richard, she began, her voice trembling not with joy, but with overwhelming frustration. This grand gesture is precisely the issue we have been struggling with. You construct these elaborate fantasies without addressing the foundational realities of our relationship. Richard's smile faltered, a wave of confusion washing over him. Susan, I do not understand. I procured this beautiful animal to demonstrate the depth of my devotion. Devotion is not measured in grand, impulsive purchases, Richard. Susan countered, her voice ringing out clearly. Devotion is honesty. Devotion is transparency. I recently discovered that you utilized the entirety of our joint savings account, the funds we had carefully set aside for a down payment on a modest home, to purchase this horse. You made a monumental financial decision without a single word of consultation. A heavy silence descended upon the gathered crowd. The romantic atmosphere evaporated, replaced by the stark reality of a relationship built on shaky ground. I believed I was creating a magical surprise, Richard stammered, the microphone dipping lower in his hand. I wanted to provide you with a fairy tale moment. Life is not a fairy tale, Richard, Susan said, her anger softening into a profound, heartbreaking sorrow. Life requires partnership, communication, and mutual respect. I cannot tether my future to a man who believes that grand, theatrical gestures can compensate for a lack of fundamental trust. I am returning the ring. Richard, I believe it is necessary for both of us to find our own paths toward genuine maturity. Without another word, Susan turned and walked away, the setting sun casting a long, solitary shadow behind her. Richard stood frozen on the stage, the reality of his profound misjudgment crashing down upon him like a tidal wave. He had tried to buy happiness with a shortcut, and in the process, he had lost the very thing he was trying to secure. The party slowly disbanded, a collective sense of somber reflection replacing the earlier jubilance. Later that evening, in the quiet solitude of his impeccably built patio, Richard sat staring out into the darkness. Julian and Bubbles sat beside him, their presence a silent offering of unwavering support. I am completely devastated, Richard whispered, his voice hoarse. I genuinely believed I was doing the right thing. I failed to comprehend the true nature of partnership. It is a painful lesson, my friend, Julian said softly, placing a comforting hand on Richard's back. But growth is rarely a comfortable process. You must focus on the fact that you possess a good heart. You simply need to align your actions with your intentions. Bubbles took a slow sip of his ginger ale, the effervescence sparkling in the dim light. He adjusted his spectacles and looked deeply at his two oldest and dearest friends. A profound sense of clarity settled over him. Gentlemen, Bubbles began, his voice carrying a weight of wisdom that commanded absolute attention. I have something of immense importance that I must share. It has been weighing on my heart for quite some time, and tonight, the necessity of expressing it has become undeniable. He paused, ensuring that both Richard and Julian were fully present and listening. I want to preface this by stating, unequivocally, that my affection for both of you is boundless. You are my family. I have always loved you, and that will remain true until the end of my days. We love you too, Bubbles, Julian replied earnestly. We absolutely do, Richard echoed, wiping a stray tear from his cheek. Thank you, Bubbles continued, his tone shifting into one of gentle but firm guidance. But love requires honesty, even when that honesty is difficult to articulate. I ask you both to reflect deeply on your current trajectories. Have you taken a moment to truly examine your reflections in the mirror recently? Have you looked into your own eyes and assessed the men you are becoming? Richard and Julian remained silent, the profound truth of Bubbles' words settling heavily upon them. We are advancing in age, my friends, Bubbles said, his voice imbued with a poignant sincerity. The days of our youthful indiscretions are far behind us. Yet, there are times when we continue to operate as though we are still impulsive teenagers, seeking rapid shortcuts to success and engaging in endeavors that skirt the boundaries of legality and common sense. And I ask you, what is the ultimate result? Who truly benefits from this perpetual cycle of instability? Richard lowered his head. I thought I was on the verge of success today. I believed my botanical project was my salvation. But it was built on a foundation of secrecy and risk, Richard. Bubbles gently corrected him. That is the crux of the matter. It was not a sustainable, honorable path. I have dedicated myself to a legitimate, respectable enterprise. I am crafting a product that brings joy to our community, and I am earning my livelihood through honest labor. I witnessed the alternative, and it terrifies me. Bubbles leaned closer, his eyes pleading for their understanding. I am deeply frightened by the prospect of you two continuing down a path of reckless decisions. If you do not alter your course, you risk severe consequences. You risk alienation, legal repercussions, and a life devoid of true, lasting peace. I cannot bear the thought of either of you facing the twilight of your lives in a state of regret or isolation, separated from the people who cherish you. The silence on the patio was profound, broken only by the gentle chirping of crickets in the night air. The gravity of Bubbles' speech had pierced through their defenses, reaching the very core of their consciousness. If you truly value our brotherhood, Bubbles concluded, his voice soft but resonant with absolute conviction, then the era of seeking shortcuts and embracing instability must end tonight. It must be concluded permanently. I ask you to dedicate this evening to deep contemplation. Reflect on the men you wish to be, the legacy you wish to leave, and the peace you deserve to experience. He reached out and placed his hands over theirs. Choose the path of light, my friends. Choose the path of honest endeavor and self-respect. Julian looked down at his hands, then up at Bubbles, a profound sense of clarity washing away years of accumulated anxiety. You speak the absolute truth, Bubbles, in Julian's tone. He recognized the pattern. Whenever Bubbles found success, Julian suddenly developed a keen interest in collaboration. Please do not take offense, Julian clarified quickly, raising his hands in a placating gesture. I simply wish to ensure that your business model is sustainable and that you are protecting your intellectual property. Are you fully aware of the current market valuation of your burgeoning company? Julian, please, Bubbles sighed, a gentle but firm boundary in his voice. Do not attempt to overwhelm me with corporate terminology. I am quite well versed in the principles of commerce. I watch educational business television programs regularly. Julian's posture deflated, the confident facade crumbling to reveal genuine vulnerability. I must confess, Bubbles, I am facing severe financial hardship. I am entirely devoid of funds. I am striving diligently to live a responsible, honorable life, but the transition is proving to be immensely difficult. I attended a cinema viewing last evening with a lovely companion, and to my profound embarrassment, she was obligated to purchase the puffed corn snacks. It was a deeply humbling experience. Bubbles' expression softened with instant empathy. He reached into his neatly organized cash box and retrieved a crisp $20 bill. You must not despair, Julian. We all encounter periods of scarcity. Please accept this modest contribution. Consider it an investment in your well-being. Julian looked at the money, a mixture of pride and gratitude warring within him. I am deeply appreciative, Bubbles. Your generosity is a testament to your character. The following morning, the atmosphere in Richard's home was thick with tension. He sat at the kitchen table, gingerly applying a bandage to a significant scrape on his forearm, a souvenir from his panicked flight through the forest. His daughter, Trinity, walked into the room, her eyes widening at the sight of the bandage. Father, what on earth has happened to your arm? Richard attempted a casual smile, though it did not quite reach his eyes. Oh, this minor abrasion? Jacob, Corey, and I were partaking in an enthusiastic session of roller skating yesterday afternoon. We were gliding along wonderfully when we unexpectedly encountered a patch of loose gravel. We took quite a tumble. Jacob received the brunt of the impact. Unfortunately, it is a mystery to me why municipalities do not sweep the pathways more thoroughly. Trinity crossed her arms, her intuition immediately piercing through the fragile facade of his story. Father, please do not fabricate tales. Where would the three of you even acquire roller skates? Richard stammered, his mind racing for a plausible explanation. We purchased them from that charming new sporting goods emporium downtown. Trinity sighed, a sound heavy with the weariness of a child who had seen too many of her father's grand schemes unravel. I know that is not the truth. I found traces of soil and peppermint leaves on your jacket. You were in the forest again, weren't you? Richard slumped his shoulders, the weight of his secret finally proving too heavy to bear. He looked at his daughter, his heart aching with genuine remorse. You are exceptionally perceptive, my dear. I owe you and the entire family a profound apology. I have been harboring a secret throughout this entire summer. I was not attending the small engine repair seminars as I claimed. Instead, I was independently cultivating a substantial garden of rare medicinal herbs deep in the woods near the bluff. Trinity's face fell, a mixture of disappointment and sorrow clouding her features. Father, I am so disheartened. You made a sincere promise that you would focus on educational pursuits. I am acutely aware of my transgression, Richard pleaded, his voice thick with emotion. But I ask you to understand my motivation. The garden was a marvel of dedication. I had collaborated with a master botanist to cultivate a strain of unparalleled quality. I installed a comprehensive irrigation network. It was a beautiful endeavor. If the harvest had been successful, I would have secured enough financial stability to provide for all of us indefinitely. The financial aspect is irrelevant to me, Trinity stated firmly. What deeply concerns me is that you placed yourself, Jacob, and Corey in a potentially hazardous situation by trespassing on unmarked land at night. I accept complete responsibility for that error in judgment, Richard conceded, nodding slowly. They volunteered to assist, but as the elder, I should have guided them better. We were startled by a night watchman and had to abandon everything. I assure you, my pursuit of quick wealth through such means is permanently concluded. I sincerely hope you mean those words, Trinity said softly, placing a comforting hand on his uninjured shoulder. I do, Richard affirmed, his eyes bright with a newfound resolve. And despite this setback, I still intend to host a magnificent gathering today. I have an announcement of monumental importance to make, something that will transcend all of these recent struggles. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Mr. Leahy and his loyal companion, Randy, were stepping out of the municipal courthouse, breathing in the crisp air of freedom. They had spent the past month performing mandatory community service due to an unfortunate bureaucratic misunderstanding involving a misplaced civic grant. The experience, while challenging, had unexpectedly strengthened their bond. We are finally unburdened, Randy, Mr. Leahy said, a serene smile gracing his weathered face. We may be starting anew without substantial financial assets, but we possess something far more valuable: our integrity and our unwavering companionship. I share your sentiment entirely, Mr. Leahy, Randy agreed, his posture upright and proud. The time we spent reflecting on our actions has brought us closer than ever before. Our mutual respect is stronger than steel. Their peaceful reverie was interrupted by the approach of Officer Ted, a stern figure of authority. Gentlemen, you are free to go. However, there is a matter we must resolve. The municipal funds that were in question have been officially reallocated to the police department for essential upgrades. New computers, forensic equipment, and a modernized patrol vehicle. To prevent any further bureaucratic entanglements, I am offering you a civic settlement of $50,000. This is official compensation for your time, provided you agree to leave this matter firmly in the past. Mr. Leahy and Randy exchanged a glance of profound astonishment. This unexpected financial windfall was life-altering. We accept these terms with gratitude, Officer Ted, Mr. Leahy replied formally. We shall use these funds to rebuild our lives in a quiet, respectable manner. You have our solemn word. As they walked away, Randy leaned in, his voice a conspiratorial whisper. This changes our trajectory entirely. We could utilize a portion of this settlement to make amends with Julian, perhaps offer him a percentage to foster lasting peace in our neighborhood. A noble thought, Randy, Mr. Leahy mused, stroking his chin thoughtfully. But we must proceed with caution. True peace is earned through consistent actions, not merely purchased with currency. We shall invest this money wisely, perhaps donate a sum to the local equine rescue charity to generate positive karma. Back at the trailer park, Richard was standing proudly on the second level of his meticulously constructed wooden patio. He had built the entire structure by himself, a testament to his latent carpentry skills. Observe this craftsmanship, Richard boasted to Jacob and Corey, who were admiring the sturdy railings and comfortable seating arrangement. I constructed this sanctuary entirely with my own 2 hands. It features a complete outdoor culinary station, a comfortable lounge area, and a magnificent entertainment system. It is a haven of relaxation. It is truly a spectacular architectural achievement, Richard, Jacob praised, running a hand over the smoothly sanded wood. Your dedication to this project is inspiring. I appreciate the compliment, Richard said, a genuine smile breaking across his face. But we must focus on the task at hand. The announcement I plan to make at the gathering today must be exceptionally grand. I need to demonstrate to the world, and most importantly to my beloved Susan, that I am a man of substance and commitment. Perhaps you could announce your candidacy for a local political office, Corey suggested helpfully. A position on the municipal council would certainly command respect. That is an intriguing concept, but perhaps a bit too formal for my current disposition. Got legit things going on. And you guys, I know how you fucking operate. You got no money now. You are broke, and I know what that turns into. Next thing you know, you are going to be in jail forever. You are going to wind up in there for the rest of your lives. Fucking in there all alone, dying, looking shitty. Bubbles positioned himself as proof that a different path was possible. He proudly cited his own legitimate, successful business as evidence that hard, honest work yielded tangible results. He then painted a bleak, terrifyingly realistic portrait of the future that awaited them if they refused to change. He traced the inevitable trajectory of their desperation. Poverty leading to crime, crime leading to incarceration. He prophesied a tragic end, a final chapter written within the cold, lonely walls of a prison, stripped of dignity and freedom. And when you are in there taking your last fucking breaths, Ricky, sucking in your last breath on Earth, there is going to be no family there and no Bubbles. Hold your hand. Come on, Bubbles. Do not fucking come on me. It is true. Like, if you guys fucking love me as much as you say you do, then breaking the law is over for good. That is it. That is all I got to say. I want you guys to fucking think about that tonight. He delivered the final, devastating blow, a vision of absolute isolation at the end of their lives. He told Ricky that if he continued down this path, he would die without the comfort of his daughter, without the presence of the friends who loved him. It was a stark, uncompromising ultimatum based entirely on love and preservation. He demanded that they prove their stated affection for him by abandoning their criminal ways entirely. He left them with a profound moral imperative, a heavy burden of reflection to carry into the night. Here, Ricky, you can finish that off. Consider it thinking liquor. You got any ice or mixers? Thanks, buddy. I hope you get back, Julian. Thanks. The intense emotional weight of the confrontation slowly settled. Bubbles, his harsh truth delivered, returned to his role as the caretaker. He offered Ricky the remainder of the whiskey, not as an escape, but as a catalyst for deep introspection, labeling it a tool for serious thought. The brothers in arms, chastised and humbled, accepted the small comforts offered in the quiet darkness. They exchanged quiet words of gratitude, the profound bond between them bruised but unbroken, facing a future that demanded they finally, truly grow up. The evening sky over the quiet valley was painted in strokes of deep violet and burnt orange, signaling the end of a long, pivotal day. Richard stood at the edge of the sprawling forest, the cool autumn breeze rustling through his thick hair. This was a monumental night for him. For the first time in his life, he had built something entirely from scratch, a project born of his own 2 hands, and it was finally about to pay dividends. For years, his endeavors had been derailed by a combination of poor planning and his reliance on his best friends, Julian and the kind-hearted man everyone affectionately called Bubbles. But tonight was different. Richard had spent the entire summer educating himself. He had read volumes on horticulture, studying the delicate balance of soil composition, sunlight, and hydration. He had learned that if a man wanted something done correctly, he had to take the reins himself. He had cultivated a rare, highly sought-after strain of organic peppermint, renowned for its incredible medicinal properties and soothing aroma. He had secured an exclusive, completely legal arrangement with a reputable holistic wellness shop in the bustling city of Halifax. The owner was willing to pay a premium for the pristine harvest. This was his ticket to a stable life, a chance to prove to everyone that he was capable of profound responsibility. He knew Julian and Bubbles might feel a twinge of disappointment that he had kept his botanical triumph a secret. His original plan was to involve them from the beginning, but he wanted to surprise them. He envisioned throwing a massive, joyous celebration in the community center to unveil his success. A grand gathering of friends and family, he reasoned, would wash away any lingering feelings of exclusion. Joy, after all, was the ultimate remedy for bruised egos. Later that night, under the cover of a silver moon, Richard guided his two eager apprentices, Corey and Jacob, through the dense thicket of pine trees. The forest floor was a mosaic of fallen leaves that crunched softly beneath their boots. "All right, gentlemen," Richard whispered, his voice steady and focused. "Just up ahead, past this magnificent tree line. When we arrive at the garden, I need complete focus. No unnecessary chatter, no distractions. We are going to harvest these precious botanical specimens with the utmost care and efficiency, and transport them safely before the morning sun crests the horizon. Do you understand?" "Absolutely, Richard. We are completely prepared," Corey replied, his eyes wide with earnest dedication. "We sincerely appreciate you including us in this harvest," Jacob added, a smile of genuine gratitude illuminating his face. They stepped into the clearing, and there it was, a breathtaking array of 75 thriving peppermint plants, some reaching an astonishing 8 feet in height, their vibrant green leaves shimmering in the moonlight. Richard had engineered a flawless irrigation system using captured rainwater. It was a masterpiece of sustainable agriculture. Suddenly, a blinding beam of light pierced the darkness, followed by the booming voice of a local night watchman who misunderstood their presence. "Halt! Who goes there?" The voice echoed, accompanied by the loud, startling crack of a warning flare being fired into the night sky. Panic, swift and blinding, seized the trio. The sudden noise echoed like thunder against the hills. "Retreat!" Richard shouted, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs. "Leave the equipment, just run." They scrambled through the brush, branches whipping against their jackets as they fled the misunderstanding. They did not stop until they reached the safety of the main road, breathless and defeated. Richard dropped to his knees, burying his face in his hands. The entire harvest, months of meticulous care and boundless hope, was left behind, likely to be confiscated by the overzealous watchman. "I suppose I should not be surprised," Richard lamented, staring up at the vast, indifferent expanse of the stars. "Why does the universe insist on testing my resilience so severely?" He let out a long, heavy sigh. It was a profound loss, a bitter lesson in the unpredictable nature of the world. Miles away, in the heart of the community park, Bubbles was experiencing a remarkably different kind of evening. He stood proudly in his pristine, well-organized shed, surrounded by gleaming stainless steel vats and neatly stacked glass bottles. "Good evening, gentlemen," Bubbles greeted warmly as Julian and another neighbor entered the warmly lit space. "Please, observe this newly constructed apparatus. I took the modest funds I earned from selling my grandmother's famous tomato sauce recipe to a charming culinary entrepreneur, and I reinvested every single penny into a craft soda enterprise." He gestured expansively toward the gleaming machinery. "I started with a very cautious approach, perfecting the recipe, but I am generating a rather respectable income now. Just look at this magnificent creation. I call it the Green Guardian Ginger Ale. I am providing a tremendous amount of this refreshing beverage to the wonderful people in our neighborhood. The enterprise is flourishing." Julian, always the pragmatist, leaned against the wooden workbench, his brow furrowed with thoughtful curiosity. "That is truly wonderful news, my friend. How is the artisan beverage industry treating you?" "It is absolutely spectacular," Bubbles beamed, adjusting his thick-rimmed spectacles. It is significantly more rewarding and far less taxing on the body than my previous endeavor of collecting discarded metal carts. I am delighted that the community is enjoying your product, Julian said, his mind already calculating possibilities. You know, I have been contemplating an idea. Perhaps you could develop a specialized, health-focused beverage featuring my likeness on the label? We could formulate a protein-infused sparkling water and name it the Muscle Artisan. What are your thoughts on that? Bubbles chuckled gently at the humor. That is quite an amusing concept, Julian. I may indeed consider exploring such an avenue in the future. Tell me about your financial metrics, Julian pressed gently, trying to mask his underlying anxiety. Are your profit margins substantial? My sales are exceeding all expectations, Bubbles replied, his perceptive eyes narrowing slightly as he sensed a shift in